different. And I love it, man, because it got me thinking. It got me thinking like I was back in school again. I don't even know where you come up with these questions. I want to know how you come up with these kids. You're so innovative. I'm like, look, I mean, your mind is good. Like you say, you're a history teacher, and your mind is going all over the place.
And it's also wonderful to hear people talk sanely to each other today.
Yeah, I've done everything. I've done, in the 80s, I did Johnny Carson. I did, Merv Griffin. I did it all. You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
No.
10 is, no one's perfect.
You have something amazing going with the show, and you're educating us.
I mean, I never told anybody in public about that experience with my dad. And on your platform, I don't know why I did that, because it's so comfortable and we're talking about things that matter.
That is a really cool story. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot today.
A lot. And you know what's...
I love the little anecdote of comedy with your would you pay for it? Would you not? I love that. I love how you added that in.
We want to know each other. We want to know people's stories. That's what TKN does.
First name Michaela. Last name Skinner. Welcome, my friend, to round 2 of the tournament.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Pleasure's mine. Absolutely.
Yeah, this was seriously such a blast. I was so excited to come on here, and yeah, it's been incredible.
It's not like an interview, it's like a conversation with your homie.
I appreciate that more than you know, my friend. I really do. Tretch, my friend, I hope you have a great rest of the evening. Last name Ferrigno, first name Lou. Lou, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator.
So put your hand together for a majestic, out-of-this-world, one-of-a-kind human being. First name Vivica, last name Fox. Welcome, my friend.
Whoa, that was an awesome introduction. Let me tell you that. I don't think I've ever had anyone read my resume with such flow.
Avi is a poet, but he doesn't know it, but his feet show it. You're unbelievable.
Last name Wilkins, first name Lenny. Lenny, welcome, my friend. Celebrity tournament.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to this. It should be fun.
Damn! You said it just like I wrote it.
You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about.
Well, you're the best I've seen. You're the Michael Jordan or LeBron James, whoever you want to make the GOAT.
This is why your audiences love you. This is why you continue to great guests, and great guests beget great guests.
One of my friends was share about Tip O'Neill, the Speaker of the House, and what a smooth voice he had. Your voice and the way you project everything and share with your heart and soul. You got an incredible gift.
I just want to do this again and again. I feel like I've made friends. And again, I've taken the competition part of it out because I've just enjoyed talking to you guys tonight.
Oh man, most definitely. This is, I think my top. I think when you do the intro you gave me, I gotta get to you. I like.
You deserve it.
It really, truly kind of blows my mind every time when we can get this many people together, thinking, mind melding, positive, not having to agree all the time with everything. But not getting ugly about it, and not, it's just I feel like it's a microcosm of what it could be.
Did you have a nice time tonight in the green room?
I had a great time. I can't tell you how refreshing it is that somebody knows what they're doing.
You're a very interesting person. I mean, you with all this rhyming stuff, you must really put a lot of effort into this, and I would love to read or see something that you've written.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure it's really interesting.
Or not podcast. I guess it's like we're just a show now. You're a show. You're a full-blown show.
I can count my friends on one hand. Well, wait, on one finger. You.
Oh man, thank you so much, my friend. You are awesome. Don't even hang your hats on the past, because if you don't heal from what hurts you, you'll bleed on people that never even cut you to begin with. It has nothing to do with your pain.
Okay.
So, you guys are bringing the best out of me. That is the truth. Guys, Chris, did you have a good time? You've done a lot of interviews. Is this kind of up there for you?
Yeah. I had a great time today, Avi. I mean, because you are engaged in what is a conversation.
and not a performer.
So if you have a situation with another country, and one country is succumbing to your power, what is in the cards that country might just say, forget it, and I'll just hit the button?
So I would have Mel Brooks, because it's Mel Brooks. He's amazing. He's one of my heroes, clearly one of the most inspiring writers and directors and entertainers, and just a humanitarian, just a good human. What I would ask him is, when you were creating entertainment for the troops during World War II, because he was a soldier, being a Jewish man also, surrounded by death and gloom and all of the atrocities of war, how did you find humor in such darkness?
Contrary to all the other managers that would come on the air and they would say, let me tell you something. I'm the brain here, and I'm this, and I'm that. And Jimmy Hart was never spoke about himself. He always put the heat, he always put the importance on his proteges.
Guys and gals and pals, you know what time it is. It's 8 p.m. Actually, it's 8:07 p.m. Eastern time. It is Saturday night. I'm feeling quite all right. Not the best. But guess what, guys? Under the weather or not, it is a pleasure to serve you, all of you, in a place that I call, what, guys and gals? A palace of positivity. But, as you guys know, this is what I also dub competitive camaraderie. It's a sport of the mind, and I don't mind reminding you that we are grateful for all of you, the engine that makes this thing go. We're also very grateful to Amazon Prime. 6 episodes, guys and gals and pals, from Prime this May. We appreciate Prime so much for believing in this when not many other people did. And we also thank our sponsor, Progresso Soup, guys and gals and pals. Thank you so much for appreciating what we've done the last couple of years. Every single Saturday night episode you've seen has given you a celebrity tournament match in which 2 to 3, sometimes 4 luminaries appear before your very eyes, having philosophical fun, providing endless edutainment. And what I'm saying right now is from the heart. I don't need a script. You guys and gals and pals have realized that this is not one thing. Yes, I call it a free preview event because it's free. And just like the old days of Mike Tyson, it took you a while to see Mike Tyson get into that ring when you ordered the pay-per-view, right? First, there was the press conference, an undercard, and then you finally saw Iron Mike. And that's what we have here. We build everything up. You know why? Because these luminaries who are carving out their time to believe in this, to believe in the new network, we give them the respect they deserve. Whether it's video intros, video packages, outros, or my rhymes, they are here and they are loved. We appreciate the fact that they peel back the layers and show us who they are. The person behind the persona. That is what it's all about. It's a community. Topic number 1, like the classroom you always wanted to be a part of. And then, right before we delve into topic number 2, we go down to the cafeteria in the form of the games that I play, and then we head right back to the classroom and we have conversations. So if you're captivated by conversation, this is the right place for you. Living room style, all the while delivering you so much amazing innovation in the form of the celebrity tournament on Saturday nights, tournament of the judges on Wednesdays, and guys and gals and pals. How about what we have coming up a little bit later tonight in our post show? Miranda versus Justin in a 3rd round celebrity tournament matchup. Separate link for that. You'll find out. We'll let you know right after this broadcast. All you have to do is reload the page and you'll see, or reload the channel. You're on the New Network YouTube channel. Reload this channel and you'll see a brand new link. Justin versus Miranda. That's the post show. But who do we have tonight, guys? How about WWE Hall of Famer Stevie Ray? He's a 3rd round participant in the celebrity tournament. That's the big one. How about Jeremy London? Guys and gals and pals, film and TV great, Renaissance man who does it all. He's a 3rd round participant in the big one, the TKN Celebrity Tournament. And how about pro wrestling legend and stand-up comedian Mr. Jacques the Mountie Rougeau? Guys and gals and pals, he is in the 3rd round of the TKN Celebrity Tournament. So what is tonight, you might ask? Well, we did the team challenge in the summer. where one TKN host is paired off with a TKN celebrity. You see, Stevie Ray's got a partner in the Team Challenge, which is a separate tournament in the form of JW. Jeremy London has a partner that he tagged up with a few months ago named Pete. And of course, Jacques Rougeau has a partner named Howard Collado. So these three men, these three luminaries, will be representing their teams tonight in the Team Challenge. A special edition of TKN Saturday Night, guys and gals, because tonight it's the Team Challenge, while next Saturday night, it's back to round 2 of the Celebrity Tournament, but we're nearing our final lap. Only a few participants in round 2 remain. If you want to know who we have coming up next Saturday night, it's simple. Just watch the outro. It'll be playing right after this match. So with that, Stevie Ray, Jeremy London, and Jacques Rougeau will delve into 2 topics as only they can. Hello, Sal. Hello, D-Man. Hello, Lester. 1,211 watching live. We appreciate you. 6-figure views the last 24 episodes. That's a streak. Thank you, guys and gals and pals, for making this place what it is. So with that, let's bring in every single one of my good friends who happen, guys and gals and pals, to embrace not only their humanity, but share it with the rest of you. Some traversed near and far, guys and gals and pals, to see what they cannot before them. It took me all of 30 seconds to realize that this man is authentic, genuine, and the real deal. Walt Whitman said, "Let your soul stand cool and composed before a million universes." Well, those words made me think of our next participant, guys and gals, because he epitomizes that very quote. He's a man that could do it all and do it well. Whenever he speaks, we listen because he always has a positive message and story to tell. Benjamin Franklin said either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. He's also an incredible writer and storyteller, and his energy is always inviting. He happens to be one of the favorites in this, guys and gals, the tournament, guys and gals, of how many? 200? How many? 300? In this star-studded field. We've all witnessed his talent, intellect, and vibe, something that cannot be concealed. He's entertained us all with his incredible works of art, on screen, both on the big screen and the small. Perhaps none of this would have occurred had he not suffered an injury as a child playing baseball. He landed his first TV series, guys and gals, and I'll Fly Away, which won an Emmy for Best Drama. This was just the beginning of many incredible roles and projects, hence my use of a comma. An entire generation grew up watching him on Seventh Heaven and Party of Five, but let's mention the iconic Mallrats. He's also a teacher and writer and director, a man who wears many different hats. He's humble and doesn't yearn for fame. In this game, there's no fame to aim and be the same. A man that knows himself and doesn't just cling to his name. I just bestowed 5 rhymes, but that was necessary when describing this gentleman. Am I to blame? He's the man behind the driving force, guys and gals, of every single project he's a part of, because he pours in his heart and soul and exits out, ushers out the toxicity. I have still yet to learn the inner workings, guys and gals, of every facet of this business. Unlike him, he can be a helping hand, guys and gals. Just understand that he'll never be unruly. He has still filled a plethora of blank canvases with wonderful works of art. He's played soldiers, rebels, even a preacher. He's a jack of all trades. He's an artist, and he's even a teacher. He's as humble as he is wise, gifted as he is honest, and talented as he is real. His work will make you feel. His passion for the craft is as solid as steel. He resonates with the masses, from wise guys named Tony to biology teachers named Neil. He teaches the craft and reminds artists not to reinvent the wheel. Are you all tired of these rhymes? Sue me. I might lose, but I'll win my appeal. So grab a drink and finish up your meal. For our fans in the UK, enjoy that last sip of tea, because you'll be smiling with glee. 2 rhymes in this bars? Nah, let's make it 3. Let's give a warm welcome, guys and gals, to the one and only, an intelligent, kind human being. Last name London, first name Jeremy. Welcome, my friend.
Wow. Wow, Avi. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody. Glad to be here, man. That's fantastic. I don't know how you do that. But
I'll tell you how I do that. Let's lift the curtain a little bit. Guys, behind the scenes, Jeremy is a very dear friend of mine. So when you know someone like Jeremy, you really think it's hard to come up with that, Jeremy?
that's very sweet, man. Thank you.
Come on now, man. You are a multifaceted person. You give back. And the thing I like about you is you're not afraid. You're not afraid to express yourself. You're not afraid to talk about what matters to you and what you're passionate about, man. And I think in 2026, and I won't even get on anything specific, but that's so necessary. I applaud you for staying true to who you are, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. We have to. We have to. We're living in weird times. You gotta, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And we're just, I'm glad we have this platform to be able to have some good, healthy discourse with people. It's good. It's good. People are being too ugly to each other these days. So nice to be here.
Brother, you said something to me a while ago that I implemented for the show. And ever since then, one of our reps at Amazon Prime named Patrick listened to that piece of advice and loved it. And you've been such a very strong foundation and also very much involved in the ground floor of this thing. And it's incredible how you always saw things before many people did here. So thank you for being a fan of the show as well, Jeremy.
Well, I want it to succeed, man. I want it to succeed, and I think you've got a good thing going here, So any bit of advice that I can give, it comes from the heart.
It always does, man. We have Mr. Stevie Ray, we have Mr. Jacques Rougeau. As I mentioned earlier, of course, part of the team challenge. So this is not a third round celebrity match, of course. You're already in round number 3, which kicks off soon. What is it about meeting new people, peeling back layers, delving into new topics? Are you a curious sort, Jeremy? I never asked you that question. Are you a curious sort?
Oh, yes. I mean, I'm to a fault, really. I mean, I don't, my kids even notice, I don't really watch too many TV shows and stuff like that because I'm always watching documentaries. I want to learn. I want to consume knowledge, and I study psychology and I use that in my teaching and stuff like that. So it's an integral part of who I am. Yeah.
It is, my friend. I've learned a lot from you, and I will continue doing so as long as we are friends. Jeremy, I'm going to put you backstage for a mere moment and bring you right back.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy, guys and gals, because Mr. Jeremy London is here. We're going to have a blast, and the topics are going to be fun. That's the thing about Team Challenge topics. They're going to be a blast. I think we're going to have a fun time just peeling back again those layers and being able to go in different directions. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys and gals and pals. And that's the thing. Let's have fun, right? Let's have fun. While we're educating you, hopefully you guys and gals and pals can let us know what you're thinking. But our second participant, guys and gals and pals, makes me think of the following. A voyage. Because the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. The true secret of happiness lies in taking a genuine interest in all the details of daily life. These sentiments all apply to tonight's guest, guys and gals, because to know him is to see his heart. In a world filled with questions, it's quite comforting to know that there are simple answers when it comes to certain people. For instance, this man's honesty, his integrity, his word, his passion and compassion. There are no questions when it comes to all the above, because he's a quality human being. His courage is consistent. You can rely on it like a Rick Barry free throw. Helping kids who have been bullied is his canvas, more beautiful than any Van Gogh. Guys and gals, he's in third round of this star-studded tournament. Will he be sure to bring the gusto? All of you watching always bring his name up, and rightly so. He's a friend that I appreciate fully, as his class is something we will always see him bestow. He's sincere and genuine, and can make you laugh like a mid-90s Ray Romano. They know his name around the world, from Glasgow to Monaco to Kosovo to Moscow. Even in the wintertime, his smile can melt the snow. So why don't you all grab a gyro and a glass of Merlot? That may not be a good combo, but regardless, I can tell you that you're all feeling quite gun-ho, as his impact is quite the presence, like Arnold kicking butt in Commando. Who am I bringing in, guys and gals? You know. In a second, guys and gals, you'll all have figured it out, but this isn't a whodunit like Hitchcock's Vertigo, so get up and enjoy this ride like a Texan in rodeo. Have you put the pieces together and figured it out like a common game of dominoes? All the love, guys and gals, will overflow as this Scorpio welcomes back a legend of a human being. First name Jacques, last name Rougeau. Welcome, Jacques.
That's amazing. I love it. I love it, Avi. I'm sorry that you already finished.
What's that?
I'm sorry you already finished my intro. I was just starting to enjoy it.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'll let our fans know. Some already know about it, man. You posted on Facebook. I did too. It was a pleasure meeting you on my birthday, man. This past November. You're the real deal. You're a true friend. And like I said, a lot of people that have gotten to know a pro wrestling character on screen are surprised sometimes when they get to know the human being. Not me, not yours truly, but I'll always say that I love when you're in these conventions, how you stand up when so many are seated, and you always welcome everybody in. And once they actually are in your presence, you'll ask them, hey, if you want to take a photo with me, to be specific, do you want me to be Jacques Rougeau, or do you want me to be the Mountie? Can you explain that, Jacques? I always found that fascinating.
Actually, it's pretty simple. It's not quite like that I ask them, Avi. What I usually ask people when they come to me in Comic Cons is do you want a normal picture or do you want a funny picture? Because my character, I had my electric cattle prod, which I was shocking people, and I like to put the fans in character. So when they come beside me, I said,
So most of the people, they say, well, I want a funny picture. So I say, great. So I got my Mountie hat on, my glasses, my cattle prod, my suit, my long boot. And then I put the person beside me, and then I grab him by the hair and I jerk his head back and he's surprised. And then I tell him, I said, act like you're afraid. So then I put my cattle prod in front of his face. So then I tell the guy, no, don't laugh, be afraid. So then he's afraid like this. And then I get in front of him and I go like this. And then we take a picture. And I get in that character like where I was when I was in the ring. And for them, the whole story is to try to bring them back 30 years ago when I used to do that in the ring. It's bringing them back to childhood. So that's the fun thing. And you know what? The bottom line is I never made a mistake when I chose to become a wrestler, because it was my passion all my life since the age of 6 years old. I live my passion. I'm still living my passion. I'm promoting still. I'm doing events. So I didn't miss my my destiny. I'm having fun. You got to be passionate about what you do in life.
And Jacques, I never asked you this question. By the way, let's bring in our fans who are commenting. Love that story. Jacques says, Chad. Thank you, Chad. Phil's in here as well. Allison, thank you guys for joining us again, inviting us to your living rooms. Clay Heckert, I see you. Lester, D-Man, Sal, John Glowaniac, Monsieur Rougeau, Jumping Jacques Flash says Eagle John. Willie Wilson, we love your enthusiasm. Thank you guys again. Jacques, I never asked you this question.
You got great fans. You know, I'm a follower of this show every week, even when I'm not on it. You know, most of the time I enjoy so much the show because there's two reasons why I enjoy this show. I get to meet all my icon superstar heroes when they were on TV in character, and now I see them out of character. I see what they're really like. And that's one thing that I enjoy the most. And the other thing that I enjoy the most, Abby, to be honest with you, I'm being educated. And you know, it's so fun. It's done in a good way, in a fun way, and I hate history. I hate it, you know it. But I hear it, and once in a while I go, huh. Even tonight you'll see, you know, I may pull out a little bit of history if I have a chance. And but I learn in this show, and I think everybody's learning in this show, and I think that's what's the most important thing. It's a positive show. It's a fun show. I can't wait to get in the ring with Jeremy and Stevie. I can't wait to get in the ring with him in a little bit, because this should be really fun tonight.
I appreciate the kind words, my friend. Thank you. And you make this show what it is, man. Again, we thank Amazon Prime for believing in this. Jacques Rougeau, Stevie Ray, and, of course, Jeremy London have been part of this since almost day number one. Jacques, I want to put you backstage. Bring in Stevie. We'll be off to the races. Mr. Jacques Rougeau, guys and gals and pals. I'm going to bring in Stevie and then our special judge. We have a mystery judge. Nobody knows who the mystery judge is. Mystery judge is backstage. But we're going to bring in Mr. Stevie Ray first. So, guys and gals and pals, if you will, first, let me give my big brother the proper introduction he deserves. Stevie, there we go. All right, guys and gals and pals. Fee, fi, fo. It means that something large has arrived. It is here. A mind that elevates everyone listening to the show. He's ahead of his time, specifically right behind this dope rhyme. To his potential opponents in this tournament, he's ripping it up during prime time. He's Optimus Prime material. The wizard of intellectual havoc. He eats lies like cereal. I'm talking about soggy, milky skills like Mr. Miyagi. If you're feeling froggy, step up and face him, as his knowledge will make you foggy. It might be his time to shine, as he can redefine the crystalline biological structures implanted in your mind. Because in this grand tournament, you won't find anyone who's deaf, dumb, and blind. He'll hit you with wit, more than just a bit, like 1992 David Spade. You might burn when exposed to a psychological grenade. Perhaps his future opponents have all prayed, hoping that they won't have to face him for another decade. So as we prepare, guys and gals and pals, for many battles that are positive, not mean, let's remember that losing will hit you like a 16th century guillotine. So I can't digress, as these rhymes go express, expert, and extreme. Put that on some meme. Shh. You hear that? He's about to enter this intellectual arena as he makes his way. Let us all listen to what he has to say and respect the message that he will always convey. He subscribes to loyalty over royalty, as wealth is not something you can buy. Try to outwit or outsmart him, give it a try. But your truth, dissected by him, will turn into a lie. From day number one, he has not only been an ally, but a man I owe a lot to, because he's a man that stays grounded even though he can fly. Yes, he soared to heights all of us can only dream of, yet his reality is much more fulfilling than anything the Sandman can sprinkle. His wholehearted and genuine sentiments can inspire anyone even a lazy old Rip Van Winkle. He's a WWE Hall of Famer, 10-time WCW Tag Team Champion, TV Champion, podcast host, speaker, and a man that helps those less fortunate and kids who yearn to learn, because his wealth of knowledge is like an intellectual buffet. So sit back and enjoy your dinner. Maybe it's a filet or creme brulee or perhaps some other entree. He fills a blank canvas with beautiful works of art such as black and white, but he explores the gray. Guys and gals, his intellectual prowess and friendship are more valuable to me than some payday. He'll educate you on the real history. There's no mystery when it comes to his wisdom. Take it in like a Broadway play, because it has more layers than mid-90s lyrics from one Dr. Dre. So let's bid adieu to these rhymes tonight, as they will go away as we put our hands together for a legend of a human being and dear friend. First name Stevie, last name Ray. Welcome, my friend.
What's up, brother?
Hey, man.
What is going on, man?
Saturday night's going on, and you're here. It's Saturday Night, Stevie, and we're live.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are, brother. And I'm ready. I'm willing, waiting, and here to participate, man. Now, wait a minute. I got a question.
Yeah, please.
I was on with a London once before I was a judge for a London. Is this the same London?
No, you were on with Jason London. Yeah, you were on with Jason.
Okay. I get them mixed up. They look similar.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. Yes, there's a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, they're brothers, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, they are brothers.
Boy, I can't tell them apart, man. But I was just wondering, was this the same London I was on with once?
I don't think you've ever been on with Jeremy, but I'll tell you something right now. The thing I like about you, Jeremy and Jacques, is you wear your passion and heart on your sleeve, but there's this thing called respect that you lead with. You lead with respect. I got to bring this up, though, because you and I talk all the time. Yesterday, we had a long conversation. Listen, you advanced to round number 3 a couple of weeks ago. It was the last show to close out 2025. Salute to Patrick from Amazon Prime, who's watching us now. Stevie, you advanced. Mark Rippon got eliminated from the celebrity tournament. Mm-hmm. You and Rick Mahorn advanced, and Rick said, when I asked him what he thought, he said, man, I couldn't have asked for anything better. It means I could face Stevie one-on-one at some point.
Who said this? Rick Mahorn?
Rick Mahorn, yeah.
Oh, man. I thought I destroyed him last time enough, and he's still talking.
I mean, it's you wanted me to bring it up. I don't know how you feel about that. But, I mean, you were the top vote getter that night. So.
Well, I'm going to tell Rick Mahorn this.
Okay.
Same thing I told AC Green. Stick to basketball, baby.
Stick to basketball.
Yeah, lead is for the big guys.
Man, Stevie, I got to tell you something. There's a lot going on that we're planning in 2026, a lot coming down the pike. I want to read some comments here that, are addressed to Stevie like I did for Jacques and Jeremy. Yeah, we remember Rick Mahorn has been doing that lately, even though he advanced as well. Rick's been talking a bit. Stevie versus Rick, I guess everybody wants to see that. Guys, remember, Stevie looks ready and prepared, says Chad Dixon, 100% Chad. We are watching all the way over in beautiful Waikiki Beach. Thank you so much, Mark, for watching us over there. We got 1,220 watching strong. So with that, I'm going to zip the old lip, Stevie, and bring in Jeremy right now and bring in Jacques. And I want to bring in our mystery judge with everyone on screen. So, guys, here's my introduction for our mystery judge backstage. The only hint I'm going to give you is that this person, yes, this person is also a third-round TKN celebrity tournament. And, what started out as a pipe dream, Amazon Prime in May, we're happy about that. And guys and gals and pals, this tournament keeps getting bigger and bigger, not because of just something as shallow as the resume, but guys and gals, it's what these people say. And what I say about this person here who's about to enter the virtual arena backstage, as I'm about to bring him in, is he might be considered a fan favorite. A fan favorite maybe to win the whole tournament as well. So if you're backstage right now, let me see if he is. You camera ready? He's camera ready, guys and gals. All right, here we go. Guys and gals and pals. Credibility has many facets, but it wears no costumes or disguises. It's as clear as crystal. In this path of existence we're all on, it's a privilege and blessing to be in touch with credibility. It strengthens our core. If you know the enemy and you know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. Our judge, guys and gals, is a man that has battled his entire life, yet touched the lives of many. He's class personified in a man that has helped countless others in their life's journey. Guys and gals and pals, he was born in Japan, and his mother and 2 younger sisters immigrated to the U.S. around 1963 or 1964. Around this time, guys and gals, Ali beat Lister 30 years before our participant would travel to Korea with him on a tour. He trained in karate and judo and school clubs before immigrating to the United States at age 11 to Alaska, specifically Fairbanks. After moving to southern Minnesota, he trained under the legendary full-contact PK champion Gordon Franks. He practiced Goju Ryu karate and also trained under Goju Ryu legend Chuck Merriman. His resume began to grow and grow, so enjoy these rhymes as they're not nearly done. Our participant competed in Europe as a member of Merriman's world team between 75 and 87, and the PK named him the best bantamweight in the world. As a matter of fact, he was ranked number one, Stevie, number one in the world from 1971 to 1975 to 1981. He traveled the country with the likes of Eric Bischoff, fighting people and not getting arrested. It sounds like loads of fun. He excelled and thrived in point tournaments and was part of the PKA, which was conceived by Joe Corley. This was years before he managed the greatest, such as Ultimo Dragon Jushin Liger and Mr. Nagata UG. As the liaison of New Japan talent to WCW, guys and gals, he bridged the gap between two cultures and he helped establish a global brand. A commentator, manager, talented spokesperson, this man was quite the hand and helped his employers make many a grand. Brought Ishii, guys and gals, who was head of the K1 into Turner and the United States. He was dedicated to his craft, Stevie, even more so than a mother-loving son named Norrin Bates. He has wonderfully successful. Get this. In 2016, he competed in the Battle of Atlanta World Championships in the senior lightweight division. End result, he won the World Championship after 28 years of being absent from competition. He's helped a wide array of young hopefuls in the same vein as the college sports draft. After all, Japan is a special place for pro wrestlers. It's not just about fame, it's about owning your craft. Along with Perry Saturn in London, he was recently instrumental in helping make dreams come true. His knowledge and wisdom are as evident, and his experience and insight keep things together like super glue. He's made many a talent and companies bloody. His intentions are as pure as honey. Watching him in Tokyo Heat is as educational as it is funny. So put your hands together for a humble, kind, highly intelligent human being. Last name Ono, first name Sonny. Welcome, Sonny. And you see the coat. You see the jacket.
Very cool. So, Sonny.
Oh my God.
I am so honored.
What's up, Sonny? What are you doing here, man?
Finally judged Black Bomber from Japan. That's what a lot of people don't know this, but Stevie Ray is known, infamous, and him and his brother, known in Japan. You go down in Shinjuku, down the dark street, you see their pictures right next to the Stambo sign. That the Black Bomber has a restaurant there still.
Yeah,
I remember you telling us the story, Sonny. I remember you telling. But I got to ask you something. You advanced to round number 3. You were on with Tim Hardaway last time, and of course Scott Winters. You're now in round number 3, which kicks off in a couple of months, maybe even about a month or so. You're in the third round. A lot of people have stated that they think you can go all the way over here. Stevie hasn't agreed with that sentiment at all. He doesn't think that. We're live right here, 1,233 watching. Sonny and Stevie may draw each other. Jacques, you may draw Sonny. Jeremy, you may draw Sonny. Jacques, you know Sonny. What are your thoughts, Jacques? Mr. Sonny Onoo as maybe one of the favorites to win it all. Jacques, what do you think?
I think that, I've never had a chance really to work with Sonny, but in Comic-Cons we keep meeting here and there, and I know that the fans are so happy to meet him and to see him. And he gave me a hand also for a wrestling academy that my winners are going to be going to Japan thanks to him. So Sonny Onoo, I never had a chance to work with him personally, but I feel, and I know Jeremy, if you feel the same thing as me, but I think there's a little bit of favoritism here with Stevie and Sonny.
I just know that I'm not super familiar with Sonny's work, but if Sonny is as good as he is cool, then we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
Well, let me just
I think we are, Jeremy.
I mean,
Jack, no worries. I made a movie in Toronto and love the French Canadian ladies. And I love French Canadians so much.
So he's coming for you and your ladies. He's coming for you and all the women, Jacques.
See, I have Frenchie right here, so just so you know.
I can't believe you.
And he's got the dog. And he's got the club.
Jeremy.
I have Frenchies, so, Jack, you might have a little edge here.
1 second, Sonny. I got to ask you a question over here. Hold on. Let me quarterback this for a sec. I got a question for Sonny Onoo. Sonny, you're obviously here as a judge tonight. Stevie, Jacques, Jeremy, team challenge. I'm going to bestow them with topic number 1 in about 30 seconds. But as a judge, you could maybe do them a favor. What's your criteria? What do you look for as a judge?
Well, I look for proper answer on subject. You know how people goes off, or you ask a question and they go off on tangent. So I'm looking for somebody who can stay focused on the subject of the question.
Absolutely. Stevie, do you concur?
No.
No.
Stevie don't agree with me on anything. He can't, he's stuck on ham hock and chicken bones or whatever those guys eat.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm stuck on healthy food. Something that you would know anything about.
Trouble.
You know what ham hocks are?
I see a lot of
as you can see, there's obviously no bias.
I'm loving this, though. I'm loving this. You guys,
Last time I was with Stevie, we were in Atlanta. We actually had a battle session and a little comedy skit, a battle, and he was so insulting. He really pushed the envelope.
You told me that privately, Sonny. Yeah.
Yes, it was, and he offered me jar of pig feet afterward.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand what that was about, but I think
Stevie, can I tell you something? Stevie, do you mind?
I took him to Benihana to let him. I took him to Benihana to let him look at himself.
Stevie, I got to tell you, I want to read this text from Sonny. Stevie,
that's what I did.
This
I wanted him to get a little concession of home.
But you don't understand. Most of Benihana in America, those chefs aren't real Japanese. They're Mexicans. I'm sorry.
These were authentic. That's how I am. That's how I roll.
I want to read this text.
They were authentic.
Well, Stevie, I want to read this text. Hold on. I want to read this text. Sonny texted me about a week ago when he was coming on as a judge, and here's what he said. He said, as you know, Stevie and I go way back. We're really good friends. But during that comedy session in Atlanta, he did something so appalling. I never thought he could stoop so low. I won't mention what it is live, but I'm still hurt by what he did, and I'll carry that with me forever.
Remember that tonight, Sonny. Remember that.
Yeah, Stevie, that's
all of his answers. Remember it.
Wait a minute, Jeremy. Wait a minute. This man just got through saying how authentic he wanted answers to be, right or wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then he's going to have to call everything right down the middle. Now, I was in a competition with this man in a comedy skit, a comedy show,
right,
where we do comedy by saying things about our opponents, okay?
It was kind of like a roast.
By the mere fact that this man is who he is and vertically challenged, I had to do what I had to do.
I got it. Well, hey.
I think those situations just set. I think that anytime you have any type of roast battle, anything like that, I think it's all just mean. I think that it's whoever can be the meanest and say the worst things, and I personally don't find them very funny. I get very uncomfortable.
Jeremy, I was not mean. I never said that.
Hey, Sonny, remember one thing.
I never said that.
Remember one thing, Sonny. A man's got to do what a man's got to do. So you do what you have to do tonight.
But I can take all the insult. That's personal. That's no problem.
I want to say this to Jeremy, though. Jeremy, I think that's what's great about Sonny being here. He said to me, look, I'll be the bigger man. I'll let bygones be bygones, and I'll call it down the middle. So I want to give Sonny, you can't see me, I'm not on camera, a round of applause for being a bigger man. Thank you, Sonny Onoo. We appreciate you a ton.
You know, I'm the bigger man, not taller man.
I'm bigger physically, mentally, and every other body part you can bring up, okay?
Well, you know what, guys and gals, at that point right there that Stevie just made, which I can't even delve into, I'm going to give you topic number one. Here is topic number one for Jeremy, for Jacques, and for Stevie Ray. I call this.
Well, why is Sonny? Hold on. Why is Sonny still on the camera?
He's the judge. He's our
We're trying to concentrate.
Yeah,
we're trying to concentrate.
He's bringing law and order to this whole thing, Stevie.
That's right, law and order. Did you hear
what?
That? Don't say law and order to Stevie Ray. You know.
Oh wow! I'm not going to touch that.
What is that supposed to mean?
What I will touch is the topic. Yeah.
I see nothing episode of Law and Order.
I can't concentrate, man, because this man people treated me bad.
Can we move? Can we have the judge
you
not?
You never see a Canadian guy being the people who's robbing people raping people and stuff. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yo, this is going too far for my own comfort. Let's move on with this, guys. Come on. I know that's funny to
I
somebody,
think
but
this
it's
guy
not.
been listening to the local news in his hometown.
Here's topic number
Yep.
one. Topic
There we
number
go.
one.
Thank you.
I call this topic co-starring me. So in this fun topic, there's a studio exec who's feeling a bit regretful. It could be any studio exec. It doesn't matter who it is. This studio exec is sitting on an invention that can help humankind. Or in this scenario, his or her film studio. The invention I speak of is a time machine. They want you to co-star in any 80s or 90s film of your choice by replacing one of the original co-stars. So again, you can go back and replace any single co-star of any 80s or 90s film of your choice. For example, Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte in 48 Hours? Well, in this scenario, one has to go, as they'll be replaced by you. Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters? One has to go, as they'll be replaced by you. The options are endless. It's your choice. So the question is, if you could travel back in time in order to replace a co-star of an 80s or 90s full feature-length film, which film would you choose and why? And which role would you like to play and why? A very fun topic. And you could take your time. I'm going to put you backstage so you don't have to answer it right away. You can organize your thoughts. Not a problem. It'll be here on the screen as well, as it's queued up already and ready to go. This is the topic. So you can read it. Take your time when you're backstage. And then I'll bring you guys up. We'll be off to the races. First things first, though, I want to ask our viewers, who would they like to see go first? Let's ask our viewers. So, guys, first person commenting, and the first name I see will be the first person to present. That's how we're going to do it. The first name that I see. So in the comment section right now, as we're live, type a name, either Stevie Ray, Jacques Rougeau, or Jeremy London. And Joe, okay, well, Phil, oh no, I saw some, look at this. I saw Stevie's. Stevie. Okay, so Stevie's going to go first. Again, I'll repeat the topic one more time to our panel. If you could travel back in time in order to replace a co-star of any 80s or 90s film, which would you choose and why? Which film that is? And which role would you like to play and why? Have fun with it. I'm going to put Stevie backstage, Mr. Jacques Rougeau backstage, Mr. Sonny Onoo backstage, and Mr. Jeremy London backstage as well. Okay. I want to talk to you guys and gals and pals about something coming up regarding last week's matchup, as you know. We did announce the winner between the Greg Oden, Christopher Kidd of Kid and Play, and, of course, Raven. We didn't announce the winner. We're going to announce that coming up real soon. But I want to read your comments because you are the engine that makes this thing go. So thank you again for being here tonight. We're having a lot of fun. In case you probably wondered, Sonny Onoo and Stevie Ray have a friendship. Sonny Onoo and Jacques Rougeau does as well. Love Jeremy London anytime he's been on here so many times. We're going to have fun with this topic. It's going to be a blast, and we'll go anywhere we want. Now, are rebuttals optional? Yeah. Stevie can rebut, Jacques can rebut, Jeremy can rebut. That's not a problem. The way it works is it's the same format. When Stevie's presenting now, if Jeremy or Jacques want to rebut Stevie, they just lift the index finger, I pop up, I make it official. We'll have a lot of fun with this thing. And let us know, guys, in the comment section what you would choose. In a scenario, imagine you're going back in time, you're picking an 80s or a 90s film, and you're saying, you know what? I always wanted to star in this film or co-star in it. And if I had this one particular role and I'd sink my teeth into it, I would have a good time doing it. I might excel. I might bring something new that no one has ever seen to the role. So have fun with it. Chad, all three are amazing gentlemen performing tonight. You're right about that. Lester, this is going to be another super Saturday night. I concur, Lester. D-Man, my gut instinct is replacing Michael Jordan in Space Jam. Okay, I see that. Willie Wilson, great topic. Thank you so much. It's a wide field. It is a wide field. You can go anywhere you want, any particular time or era. Tonight already is interesting. Thank you, Allison. And, of course, Mr. Sonny Onoo will be judging. Giselle will be judging as well. She is backstage. What are we judging? Judging is a good thing over here. It means someone resonated with you. So let them know if they did. Okay. Rooting for Jeremy London here, says Pete. Got it. Mark, of course, as well. Guys and gals and pals, I want to bring in Giselle right now because she is one of our judges. She'll be judging tonight as well, along with Mr. Sonny Onoo. Giselle, it seems like you're looking forward to this awesome, fun match between Stevie Ray, Jacques Rougeau, and Jeremy London. So your thoughts?
I'm very much looking forward to this. And if you saw their reactions to Sonny Onoo as a guest judge. Oh boy, we are in for a night. Talk about edutainment at its finest.
How about our viewers showing Sonny some love in the comment section? I love that as well. Love the positivity. Love it.
I'm seeing that, and I'm loving it too. We haven't seen Sonny Onoo on a TKN Saturday night in quite some time. It's great to
I know.
have
I missed him. I missed him. I miss Sonny. I reached out to Sonny and I asked him if he would do it. And as a friend and gentleman, Giselle, you know, Sonny and I broke bread in Las Vegas about 6 years ago. It was a fun time doing that. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't like to talk about or name dropping people, but you know, one of the people I write for is John Goodman, who's also in this tournament. We'll announce him very soon.
Mm-hmm.
John Goodman is a wrestling fan. John Goodman is an encyclopedia of a wrestling fan. So I bring him up. And when I started naming the names of the wrestlers we have here, everyone from a Stevie Ray to a Jacques to a Sonny to a Stan Hansen, he knows a lot about pro wrestling.
Ooh.
And I love knowing that right now, a lot of our pro wrestlers and athletes are getting to show a different side of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in this scenario especially, you're talking about picking a role. And I don't want you to give anybody any hints, but if you had to, did you ever think about that? Have you ever thought about a scenario where you could take on your most favorite role and bring something unique to it? It's not about being better, as you know. It's about being being honest, right? Being open, being present. Are there any roles that you would have loved to have sunk your teeth into, Giselle, as a storyteller?
Specifically from the, maybe not necessarily specifically from the 80s and 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I'd take my shot at Elle Woods or Satine from Moulin Rouge. Those would be fantastic roles. I love a lot of older films, a lot of black and white films. Put me in a production of Some Like It Hot any day of the week. I think there are a lot of really, really fantastic roles out there that, and that can bring so much, that I can bring so much to, and that others can bring, that I can learn from being that character, being in that role. I think a lot of young storytellers choose, they identify with a character, and they fall in love with that film, or they fall in love with that play, and they have dreams of being that character for their entire careers. And it doesn't matter if they age out, if they're the wrong size, if they're the wrong whatever, or they think they are. There's something about that one particular role that they found that made them fall in love with this craft. And that role, that character, that film, that play is going to stay with them. And the young storytellers are going to carry that in their heart, and that's going to take them through their career. Because they're going to remember.
And what's going to make you remember, of course, Stevie Ray and Jeremy London and Jacques Rougeau presenting? As a judge, what are you looking for? Do you have criteria as well, Giselle?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely listening to all aspects of the question and staying on topic is a huge one.
Right.
Are you supporting your main thesis with the details? Are you going into the hows and whys? That's very important, because I want to know how you came to the conclusion of the person or object or idea you've chosen.
Okay.
And what supporting details back that up, both factually and personally in your life. So those are some of the criteria. Those are some of the little details I'm looking for in answers.
Chat says, I'd love to replace Tom Cruise and be Dustin Hoffman's brother in Rain Man. 1988, awesome film, no doubt about that. I'm going to put Giselle backstage. I'm going to bring in our panel again. Of course, we thank Giselle and Sonny for judging backstage as well, being here live. Appreciate that. I'm going to bring in Mr. Jacques Rougeau. I'm going to bring in Mr. Jeremy London. I'm going to bring in Mr. Stevie Ray. Stevie will be presenting first. And here is our awesome panel. So, Mr. Stevie Ray, I'm going to read this out again to our audience. We have a lot of people coming in last minute. We appreciate them. This is a topic called co-starring me. If you could travel back in time, Stevie, in order to replace a co-star of any 80s or 90s full feature-length film, which film would you choose and why? And which role would you like to play and why? The floor belongs to you, good sir.
If I could, that could be so many different movies. But the one that comes to my mind, because this is just how my mind works for the audience to know, was a movie called Time After Time with Malcolm McDowell. Do you remember that movie? Abby?
I do.
Okay,
sir,
maybe
yeah.
I was not on. Okay, I'll explain.
I do.
It was Malcolm McDowell who was chasing Jack the Ripper in England, whereas Jack the Ripper had got in a time machine and came to the present. So Malcolm McDowell, who hasn't tested the machine, had to get in the machine and come to the present. So I would like to play Malcolm McDowell chasing Jack the Ripper in the present times in the United States of America.
Let me ask
and
you
the
this.
reason why
Go
is
ahead,
so much mystery to Jack the Ripper, because they never found out who he was. And if Jack the Ripper comes to the present, then because if anybody out there that doesn't know, Jack the Ripper was pretty much a serial killer, and he only killed young girls. And they thought he had something to do with medicine, the way he was killing and murdering young women in England. So I would like to play Malcolm McDowell chasing Jack the Ripper in present times in the role that Malcolm McDowell played, because I thought he did an excellent job. And that movie was so intriguing to me. A Jack the Ripper running around in present day, whereas Jack the Ripper looked at present day like, I'm home, because there are so many people like me that has the same mindset that I do, that likes to kill, hurt, and do bad things in present times.
I have a question for you,
if
Stevie.
that makes sense.
It does. And I got a question for you just to follow up before we ask our viewers who they... And guys, right now in the comment section, let's keep things moving. Who would you like to see go second, Jacques or Jeremy? Let us know. Type in the first name I see, and I'll announce that here live. Now, why is it, Stevie, do you think? You picked Jack the Ripper. If you think about it,
I didn't pick Jack. I picked Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell. But when it comes to the Jack Ripper case, my mistake, if you think about it, the murders took place such a long time ago.
Yes.
Right? Why do you think people are still so fascinated with Jack the Ripper? Is it only because the identity of Jack the Ripper was never revealed? He was never caught?
I think that's it.
Because he got away with it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Because how many people that we know of in the history of this country that has been jailed for things because they was prosecuted and found guilty, but really and truly they wasn't guilty. And our system had them behind bars. But in this guy's case, he got rid of something and they never even pinned the case on anybody, like we know the current judicial system has done on many occasions.
Do you think, Stevie, that whether or not, let's assume that a serial killer, and there have been many who've been caught and tried, you know, people talk about punishment fitting the crime. Is there something to be said, especially when you bring up this movie, which, by the way, to our viewers and to everyone watching our Suits and Ties, I wasn't privy to any of these choices that Stevie, Jacques, or Jeremy picked because they didn't even know the topic. How about that? But do you think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we try to understand the human condition? So we try to understand the serial killer. We try to understand the whys. We try to make sense out of nonsense. We try to make sense out of something we can't, right? And then lost in all of that usually is the victim or victims, plural, right? I don't think we've ever gotten past Jack the Ripper, because in that particular case, especially when you go back to England, there was more of a fascination with the murder or murderers than the actual victims. Whether it's back then, of course, we know he targeted prostitutes. We know that was pretty much the demographic of victims. Why is it that we still have a problem shining a light on victims more so than the actual, in this case, serial killers? Why do you think that is?
I think it's because of the people that's telling the story.
Okay.
The story is fascinating. So the news story back in those days in the 1800s was one thing. But then you get people writing books and different things like that and giving their commentary on what the whole Jack the Ripper situation was. So it turns into a story from a story from a story from a story, and gets passed down from generation to generation to generation. And then at present times, I think this is why we look at it in that kind of way. It's a story to be made profit of.
Jeremy, do you
a lot
again?
A lot of copycats too.
Yes.
A lot of copycats. I want to ask Jeremy.
A lot of copycats after seeing those books and
What's
everything.
up?
That's
Right.
where there became a lot of copycats.
What's the question?
Almost like glorifying him, Jacques.
It seems like that's the case with a lot of serial killers. And yes, glorification. Jeremy, that's part of my question to you. Glorification. Yes, sure. Do you feel like as someone who's gotten to know many characters, peel back layers, research subtext, when you're playing or portraying a serial killer, or you're playing someone who obviously is as dastardly maybe as a serial killer, it's very rare that most people see themselves as good or bad. It's very rare that they see that. They sometimes see their actions as being justified. The serial killer, and there are many of them, right? There are many types. The serial killer that we usually hear afterwards, after the fact, when they're caught and interviewed, they usually have a "I wish I knew why I did what I did" mentality.
Well, I think that to put the any kind of moniker of good and bad on it, you have to first have empathy, right? So you have to have a mechanism of feeling empathy before you can even know whether you're good or bad, or whether the decisions you're making are good or bad intentionally. But there are some people like Richard Ramirez who he thrived on being evil. That was he wanted people to be afraid of him. And so that's what drove him. Now, there are other people like this weepy voiced killer. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy who literally would get on the phone and cry every time and go, "I don't know why I did it. Somebody come stop me, please stop me." You know what I mean? So it runs the gamut. You know, it's like these people, I have a hard time believing ever that somebody doesn't know that what they're doing is wrong. You have to know that what you're doing is bad. But it's a matter of, do you care or not? Are you empathetic towards whether it's bad or not? I think that's the difference.
But do you think that there's a thin line between being curious about some of these crimes and having a morbid curiosity?
Well, I think the human condition makes us all go, how the hell could anybody cross that line?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's what our modern fascination with it still, and it'll never go away, is we trying to maybe put ourselves in their place and go, what could push us over that line? What could happen, and how do they do it without fearing consequence? You know, I mean, I think, like, how do you not fear of going to prison for the rest of your life? How do you fear of not being executed on the electric chair? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think it's a strange phenomenon that I'm fascinated with as a human that just doesn't get it, and so I understand the fascination with it. I definitely do. I just it blows my mind that it's a thing.
Well said, Jeremy. Jacques, you have something to say?
Jacques? Yeah, I've always been fascinated by.
We lost Jacques.
Intrigued by those kind of. You can't hear me,
Jacques, Jeremy?
Can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear
Stevie,
you.
Can you hear Jacques? Stevie,
can you hear me, Stevie?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's you, Jeremy. So anyway, let me keep going here. Do you hear me, Abby?
I hear you well.
Okay, good.
Jeremy, hold 1 second, Jacques. 1 second. It appears to me, Jeremy, that myself and Stevie can hear Jacques.
As long as you guys can hear him, that's great. I wish I could. I just want to hear what he has to say, but it's weird that I can't hear him.
If you'd like to refresh, that might help. If you want to refresh,
I'll do that. You guys continue. I'll refresh.
Make sure you didn't mute it.
I didn't. Yeah, no, not at all. No, because I can hear everybody else. All right, I'll refresh. I'll be right back.
Thank you, Mr. Rougeau.
Okay. Do you want me to wait for him, or just tell him right now? Because I think it'd be fair for him. Okay. But anyway, I was always fascinated by those kind of movies. I'm actually a fan of those kind of movies. Not that I approve or nothing, but I've always liked those kind of movies. Can you hear me, Jeremy?
I can hear you, buddy. There we go.
Good. So I didn't start, so that's good. So I've always been a fan of these movies, Jeremy. And what I always thought, out of all the movies, and you being a producer and all that, I think a lot of these movies are based on the childhood of the person. Like, if they were beaten at home, if they were roughened up by their parents, if they had a rough youth, not everybody, but I mean, some kids that you read these stories, you're thinking it's almost impossible that they were brought up like that, like hit by their fathers, punched in the face, and brutalized at home, And I think that a lot of those killers in the movies, it comes from their childhood.
There's no doubt about it. You got to, hurt people. So you get broke, so they're broken. They're broken. I mean, there's some Ted Bundys out there, but I think for the most part, most of the people that do the abusing have usually had a pretty horrible life. And
it could be something even like that. It could even be something of lack of love of a mother. Like, they were put aside. They never were loved. So,
that's usually what it is. It's usually father or mother. It's usually the lack of that love and that guidance. Yeah, it's they're broken from the jump. Yeah, me too. It's scary that can happen to people.
I think a lot of it too, when you think of morality plays, and obviously how the media portrays celebrity monsters the way that they have. I think when it comes to a lot of people, we explore these dark themes, and it makes us feel better about ourselves. Because most people need to provide a contrast to their own lives. And when you think of the serial killer, that's all the way on the other side. That's like, boom, the other side of the 50-yard line. And we need to feel better about ourselves. And I think when you look at some of these crimes, you probably have this weird sense of comfort knowing that can never be me. I would never do that. I would never do what they did. I can never bring myself to doing any of that, any of those crimes, ever. So we distance ourselves from the serial killer, but then we're romanticized about the what if. Like, wait a minute.
I do like to compare myself. I do like to compare myself to other things than serial killers, to be honest.
Yes, yeah. I don't think I ever have actually, but it's
but that's what I'm saying. Well, you didn't hear what I said. I said the contrast between you, Jacques. Then you're making my point. The contrast is you are so far removed from the serial killer that it makes you feel comfortable being you, but you still can't help but pick up the popcorn and watch the show. That's what we do as human beings. We watch the show. If there's a car wreck, we turn around, and even though we're disturbed by the events, we watch it. We can't help but keep our eyes on what we're seeing, even though we're far removed from something so heinous that can't be defined by anything we would do in our lives. I think we're judgmental people, a species, I should say. As human beings, we're very judgmental. So to actually look at a serial killer and go, you know what? I could never see myself doing anything that they did, makes us feel better about who we are. But we also want to have our cake and eat it too. We want to watch the show. I think that says a lot about who we are. And I think as storytellers, Jeremy, as an actor, as a storyteller, there's something to be said about the process of getting to know someone that's so far removed from who you are that's appealing. Because the last thing you want to do is play yourself. The last thing you want to do is portray a character that's so similar to you. I think it's way more gratifying to go the other way.
They're the more fun roles to play. I think what Stevie was kind of getting more towards is like he's almost like saying that he wants to be the hero, the guy that finds that bad guy. He wants to be he wants to be the guy that hunts him down and finds him is the solution.
You're right. That's exactly what Thank you, Jeremy, for saying that. I was getting ready to expound.
I think we're attributing too much to the killer and not the character that he was talking about. He's talking about the guy that comes back through time and hunts them.
Who was willing to try to give his life to stop this man from what he was doing in the past, and now was going to be able to do when there's 5 times more people on the earth and so many people that think just like him. I have to stop this guy, and I'm willing to do anything and everything to do that.
So it's the antithesis.
Yes, that's why I was saying if I was going to play the role, it would be Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, and I totally get what he was going, Jeremy. I like to go different places. I want to explore.
Oh, no, we know what you was doing.
I want to explore.
I think Jeremy was saying that for the audience.
I want to explore as far as we can, because it does suck that nobody knows Van Helsing as much as they know Dracula, right? It sucks that they don't know Malcolm McDowell as much as they know Jack the Ripper. I mean, that's just trying to peel back and know the whys, understand why people are more fascinated with, as Jeremy brought up, the killer rather than the person chasing the baddie or the bad guy. Let's see right now, guys and gals, your comments. Who do you want to see go next? I saw a lot of Jeremy, so Jeremy will go next. I'll read this question out again to any new viewers. If you could travel back in time in order to replace a co-star of an 80s or 90s full feature-length film, Jeremy, which film would you choose and why? And which role would you like to play and why? Whenever you are ready, the floor belongs to you.
well as an actor and given the opportunity, and I think that any actor would agree that for I'm talking about like big picture, long term longevity, lifelong of work, it's got to be Luke Skywalker. I mean, for so many reasons. People are very familiar with the Star Wars movies. People are very familiar with the character. We got to, not only is he a character that's going to be in everybody's lexicon for probably millennia, but, we got to watch him grow. There was a character that was this nice, innocent boy who we got to watch him become the Jedi, We got to take that adventure with him. We got to take the trip with him. And, the cultural shift alone that movie, that Star Wars provided, is still leaving its mark today. I mean, look how many Star Wars spinoffs there are even now. As an actor, we always want to work, And so, I mean, even just being Luke Skywalker and going to a convention these days in modern, could you imagine what that would do? So financially, there would be a lot of reasons to do it. But I just think as an actor, to be a part of something that means so much to so many people, people that Star Wars is never going away. It's never going to not be a part of every filmmaker's that's why did I become a filmmaker? Well, Star Wars inspired me. Just all of the technology and it was such a big part of our lives in the 70s, in the 80s, and growing up. And my son is 11, and it's still a huge part of his life. Like, he knows who Luke Skywalker is as much as I did whenever I was 11. So to be able to play a character that has that kind of an impact on the world forever, I just think hands down, if I had an opportunity to be Luke Skywalker, I'd be Luke Skywalker.
What would some of the challenges be, Jeremy, off the top of your head?
That's it.
Jeremy, what would some of the challenges be?
Did we lose Avi?
No. Can you guys hear me? Jacques?
Stevie,
can you hear me?
Yep.
I think I lost you guys again. I guess I've got to refresh again.
Yeah.
I don't know why this keeps happening.
That's okay. Jeremy picked Luke Skywalker, and guys and gals and pals, and read some of your comments.
Can you guys hear me?
If you can refresh, Jeremy, I know you can't hear me. So
I can hear you.
Will you refresh me, Avi? I don't know what's going on here, man.
I can't refresh you on my end, but you can't hear me, so I'm going to text you, asking you to refresh. That's okay. Okay. Really quickly, before Jeremy comes back, are you guys Star Wars fans, Stevie and Jacques?
Oh yeah.
Watched a few.
Oh yeah.
Have you kept up with them, Stevie? Have you kept up with some?
Oh no. I'm not one of the modern day Star Wars guys. The first three, that was my era. 1977. I think the first one was. I think the second one is 79. I think the third one was like 81 or 82. That was my era. So and I looked at some of the other ones on cable throughout the years and so on and so forth. But I'm a big fan of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Over the last few years, I'm a big fan of that show because I was a fan of The Bounty Hunter back in the second or the third one, when Jabba the Hutt had hired him to capture Han Solo.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yep, absolutely.
Well, now all these years later, now the Bounty Hunter is a star. How does that go full circle? The Bounty Hunter was a bad guy, man. Now he's a star.
It's too hard. It's too hard to keep up with all
Boba Fett. Boba Fett. He's talking
Jeremy,
about Boba
I was
Fett.
telling Stevie, man, like it's too hard for you to keep up with all the Star Wars films over the years. But my question for you was, what would be the challenging aspect of playing as Luke Skywalker? What would be challenging for you to portray such a character?
I mean, I guess hoping that the audience accepts you, really, you know what I mean? Because it is such an important role and does mean so much to people. Like, I remember, when these in the new Star Wars movies, people were pretty harsh about the casting. People got pretty pretty they take it pretty personally, you know.
Yes.
And so I guess I would hope that I would have that universal appeal and not be shredded by people because people do take these things so personally.
They do. They take reboots personally. They take casting changes personally, especially when you think of an iconic role like Luke Skywalker. I have a question for Jacques before he goes. Jacques, go. You have a statement to make, Jacques? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say something about that because I've always been a big fan, even going to Comic Cons of Chewbacca and R2D2. You know, we still see them everywhere. You know, and
Absolutely.
in my family wrestling shows that I had in Quebec for 20 years, I had a confrontation between my giant and Chewbacca that would come out, and you know, and then you're talking in a wrestling show because I had a family-oriented show. And I loved Chewbacca so much, and he had this microphone inside his mask. You know, he had that special sound coming out of his mouth, and the kids would love it in my wrestling show. So that was a great movie, Jeremy, to choose because R2D2 and Chewbacca were such iconic. They still mean so much to everybody. You know, I don't think that if anything, people have just grown more fond of them. You know, through the years. You know, it'd be cool to be a part of something.
It goes to show you that Lucas, who built a whole world, really. That's what directors, as you know, Jeremy, they were allowed to direct back then. You know, the late 60s were over, and in the 70s, there were so many maverick directors who became, of course, legendary and known for the commercial success, right? Spielberg.
Well, they were the innovators.
They started out, yes, they were the innovators. And that's when the studio system allowed directors an opportunity to direct. We saw that second wave, if you remember, right around the mid-90s. Of course, you worked with Kevin Smith, who's a brilliant writer. But, man, I think, you know, it's funny. Jacques brought up copycats regarding serial killers. That also happens in film. It happens everywhere. It happens in sports. When you allow a director to have carte blanche to do what they will on set, if you're working with someone who respects the producer, knows that the studio has to make money, that's great. But how many times have we seen some amazing opportunities get blown because of 2 or 3 copycat directors who take it the other way completely? And after Blair Witch, all the lost found footage movies, right, that went by the wayside. I actually wrote a couple of them, didn't do really well as well. It's like, I feel like the Mavericks of the world aren't as necessarily attracted to filmmaking as much as they were. Would you agree?
I think that copycats are even going to actually happen with like a show like yours, Abby. You're inventing this show, and I think there's going to be copycats because this show is so amazing.
They could try.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, Jacques. Abby, where have you heard that before?
You told me that yesterday on the phone, Stevie. He told me that yesterday on the phone, and I appreciate
the sincerest form of flattery, right?
It really is, and it means a lot to me that you guys would say that. But I do feel like the people, at least that I work with at Universal, right? You're talking to people, and you're like wondering, "Wait, why did you get into this field? Was there a reason?" And it's like, well, it eventually goes back to mommy or daddy or uncle or, you know, the nepo thing that we hear, the nepotism. There's that group of people that do this because they almost felt like they had to. Then you find out that there's writers who are so distraught that they chose this craft because they thought they could actually have some sort of, you know, power creatively. They could have some control over their own projects. And then we realize you don't have any control or any say whatsoever. You realize you just spent your entire life thinking you want to do something that you actually don't. Because now anybody can shoot a film, right? Like, wait a minute. All of a sudden, forget 35 millimeter, which used to cost $10,000 per square foot. Now I can grab, or even a red camera. I don't even need a red camera anymore. I can grab my phone and I can make a film. Do you think that takes away from, I don't know, the creativity of it all? Do you think that actually allows more people to show what they can offer in industry? Do you think it's regulated? Do you think everyone is doing it and that's a problem? What are your thoughts about that?
I think everybody wants to do it, but only a few people can do it really well. You know, you're always going to have the people that say, oh my God, that looks amazing, I want to do that. And then they go out and they either learn the proper channels and they do it right, or they just go out and they wing it and they go out and wing it. And those are the ones probably having a lot of fun, but not making really good movies. But you learn a lot in the process, but you're always going to get copycats, no matter what. You're just going to get copycats.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Guys and gals and gals, that's Jeremy London. Of course, Stevie Ray kicked things off with this topic. I'm going to give it to Jacques Rougeau and announce it again to any new viewers that are here. Again, if Stevie or Jeremy want to rebut, they can. It's up to them. If you could travel back in time, Jacques, in order to replace a co-star of an 80s or 90s full feature-length film, which film would you choose and why? And which role would you like to play and why? Whenever you're ready, the floor belongs to you.
This is fun, Avi. I gotta tell you, this is fun. I'm having a great time with this subject, and I see these guys are having fun too. It's amazing. I'm gonna go back to the. I don't know the name of the actor because I'm not knowledgeable in that area, but I'm sure Jeremy will be able to tell me. But I'm going Back to the Future, the movie Back to the Future, because I lived and I wanted to play the character of Michael J. Fox's dad. Who was a victim of bullying, and I was a victim of bullying in the WWF, and everybody knows, Sonny knows, Stevie knows, and I had a bad situation.
No, I don't. Why don't you enlighten me?
No, I don't want to enlighten you on that. It's too personal. It hurts me to.
That was a joke. That was a joke, man.
Okay. Well, it just goes to show you how much it touches me. How much it touches me when people joke about it. I never laugh about it because it's okay. Because
I can feel that.
And I was bullied, and I was I was beaten. Left on the floor in the dressing room, and people didn't know about that. And I was caught in a situation where I had to save face. I had to. The Rougeau name was so important. What my dad, my uncles, the 4 generations had left behind, and most of the wrestlers thought I was going to put my tail between my legs and go home, and then the Rougeaus were gone. They were finished, and I had to overcome this fear. And my brother Raymond, for those who know, my brother Raymond was a character. He was with me as the Fabulous Rougeau brothers in the WWF. But my brother Raymond, he's a true fighter in life. He's a real tough guy. My dad is too. Me, it must have went down the side of my mother's leg. But anyway, I'm an artiste, and I'm not a real fighter in life. I'm an entertainer. I like to have fun and joke around. I don't have that mean streak in me, and for me. To overcome a beating like I took in the dressing room, it's always been bigger than life. Even now, I feel it inside of me. 30 some years later, how hard it was to face this bully who was a tough guy, known as a fighter, dangerous shooter in the ring, outside the ring, on drugs, on steroids, on pills, and on everything, unpredictable. And when you get beaten like that in the dressing room one time. I was swollen up. I was such in bad shape mentally, and that for the week I was just putting one foot in front of myself, and I was saying, keep going. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. I was the laughing stock of the wrestlers because all the wrestlers, they were when this person was bullying me again after he beat me up. Well, all the wrestlers around them would laugh at his jokes because they were afraid of that bully. So by laughing with him, well, they were protecting themselves not to be the next victim. So it's very hard for when you're a victim of being bullied to survive a thing like that, and especially in the jungle that we were in our wrestling business, where a lot of the characters believe that they're really themselves. So
George McFly, I believe George McFly is your character. Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah. So for me to do what I did a week later to save face, I had to fight the bully. And I had to face my biggest fears. And I remember that week before I pre-planned that I was going to do it, I lost like 7 pounds because every time I eat, I'd throw up because I was so afraid. I was saying, oh my God, what if I miss? And if he beats me up again? And once you got beat up once like that, you don't never want to get beat up again like that. So it was the biggest mountain in my whole life. And finally, I ended up doing it. And 2 weeks later, that wrestler quit the business completely. Just left the business, and I save face. And when I see that movie, and I see him in the car at the end with the bullies there, Buff, I think he was called Buff, that in the car he's with the girlfriend. Biff, and he's with the father's wife, which to be, and and he's like almost raping her or something like that, and he's on the outside, and he wants to go and save her, but he's not a fighter. He's a big wimp in that movie, like, you know. And then he gets the nerve at the end. He just loves her so much, and then he just bang, he punches her, man, and
he gets to be the hero.
And I relate to that so much. So if I had a movie that I would have liked to play, or a role that I would have liked to play, that would have been that one.
George McFly. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
Great choice, buddy.
Portrayed by a really interesting guy, Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover, yeah.
Intelligent.
Unique.
Yeah, super intelligent. So you go back to 85, Back to the Future, Jacques. You bring up a pretty interesting story, because I'll ask Jacques this question. When you speak to people, and you are a public speaker, Jacques, you've went to a lot of schools. What you do, again, for anti-bullying is awesome. I want to ask you a question. Do a lot of the teachers, or even the students or the parents, do they have that look of shock when they see a guy like you? And of course, I've met you in person. You're a big guy. When they hear that a pro wrestler was bullied, right off the bat, is there sort of this look of shock on their face? Because we don't ever associate pro wrestlers with any sort of sense of vulnerability, right? Like, pro wrestlers are the archetype, tough guy, big guy, the growling type, the snarling type. So when they hear that, they must be completely shocked, initially at least, right?
I think it's probably so, but I think it's more empathy. I think people do a lot of empathy. For 25 years, I've been teaching like 5, 6, 7, 800 kids in the same place, in the same room, and showing them how to beat bullying without using violence. All the technologies, how to do it, why they're doing it, where the bullies come from, and how to avoid being a victim without hurting somebody at the same time. And I think that when I tell the story of me getting beat up like that, like you said, you know, I'm a guy who's big and muscle and everything. He was 6'3" at the time. I've shrunk a bit there, but I'm 6'2" now. But when they see me on stage with all these championship belts that I showed before, and then I tell them my story, I think they realize that it could happen to anybody.
Right.
And someone that's in that position, someone that gets in that position in life, and I tell the kids, it's so important that you know that if you see someone in that situation, even if you don't know them, go and help them, because otherwise it could be one of those kids one day, they're going to leave on a Friday after school, and Monday you're never going to see them again. And I've seen a couple of kids over the 25 years, stories that kids committed suicide over bullying, because they were so afraid they couldn't live with themselves. So I think that when they see this big guy like me go up stage and tell the story, I think they realize that, hey, it could happen. It could happen to anybody in life.
No doubt. And Jacques, you know, it's so funny. You, myself, and Stevie and Jeremy, like, when we grew up, there wasn't anything. So, you know, I think we're living in a monoculture. That's a different conversation for a different time. A monoculture. Algorithms kind of isolate us, right? They keep us away from what we don't want to see or hear, and that's kind of how they divide us. Whoever they are, which we won't get into either. My point in this, and I'll get it back to George McFly in a second, I promise. My point in all this is, we grew up, and let's say you were bullied at school or after school, it happened to you physically. Now these kids are bullied when they go home. Like, now they're bullied when they go online. Now they're bullied when they turn on their devices. And you know how it's like, isn't it safe, Stevie and Jeremy and John, isn't it safe for us to always go, well, back in our day? Well, wait a minute, hold on. Why can't we be honest and say we don't know what some of these kids are going through right now? We don't know what it's like to be bullied online. Cyberbullying is a real thing. You mentioned the S word, which I don't want to bring up on YouTube. People are unaliving themselves because of getting bullied online, which is absolutely, like, when you think about that for a second, you ask yourself, how can someone be affected by mere words? And then you realize that it doesn't go away. Can you imagine your reputation getting tarnished online, like, forever? Can you imagine someone spreading rumors about you that don't go away forever, and you can't just, like, wipe that away? It's there. You leave an imprint.
AI is making girls naked now. I mean, you know, we're entering a whole different realm of bullying that we haven't even thought about yet. So it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
I hate to agree with you, but I agree with you. Like, I don't want that to be the case, Jeremy. But, like, you're right, Jacques. My question to you is this, though, and I asked Stevie and Jeremy the question as well regarding the roles they selected. You're George McFly. Of course, you know, Michael J. Fox's character's father in the film, right? You're George McFly. What would you bring to that role that's different? Would you bring anything different to that role?
I would bring nothing different. I'm sorry, Avi, for my originality, but I loved that so
serious.
much. The way it happened, I loved it so much at the end that he doesn't get shot by finally because he goes back in time and the professor found out. He read the note that Michael J. Fox gave him before, because I like the professor a lot too in that movie because he's such a character, like, you know. And but I wouldn't change anything. You know, when I first watched that movie, I was so I don't know if I could say this word on the air, but I was so pissed off because he was such a wimp. You know, he was such a wimp, and I was going like, do something, you know, and he was slapping him in the back of the head, and I was really getting angry, but I wouldn't change anything because the message got across, and the message, and when he became that hero, hey, you know what? I was on a cruise 3 weeks ago with my girlfriend, and we left Fort Lauderdale for a week, and we were on the Princess cruise, and they have the biggest giant screens on the ocean, the Princess cruise, and at night they play movies. And they played Back to the Future, and when I got to the pool, you know, I go and I like to go smoke a cigar after eating a meal, you know, once in a while, and I go smoke a cigar, and then I see the movie. We're always anticipating movies because I'm a movie freak. I love movies, so it's like I want to see what's the next movie coming on, and then it starts Back to the Future, and then, believe it or not, I looked at the movie. I said, "Oh no, man! Like, I've seen it," but I'm smoking my cigar, and about 5 minutes into the movie, I'm hooked. I'm back into that movie, and next thing you know, we watched the whole movie, and it was just amazing. So yeah. Anyway, Back to the Future for me is like
I like
very,
how
very classic.
I forget his name. He's still with us. Last name is Tolkien. He played the principal. Met him a few times. I liked how when I met him, I said, "Man, I loved how it was a writer's room. I loved how your character looked older in 1955." And they make a joke about that. I like how Christopher Lloyd pretty much looked the same. And I totally dug how most people thought that Christopher Lloyd was actually as old as Doc Brown. Think about that. Like, any kid that grew up in the 80s thought Christopher Lloyd was legit as old as Doc Brown, but he wasn't. He was way younger, when he took on that role.
He was
Back
good.
To the Future.
He was good.
Back to the Future to me.
Christopher Lloyd actually had to catch up with his age. Remember when he was on Taxi? He looked like an older guy. It took him 30 years to catch up to his age, if that makes sense.
It does. You bring up Taxi. You know what's funny about Taxi? How weird is this? In a good way, like in the coolest way ever. When you think of the cast of Taxi, this show started in the mid to late 70s.
Right.
6 out of the 8 supporting and principals are still alive, which is awesome. Christopher Lloyd is with us. Tony Danza is with us. Danny DeVito is with us. Judd Hirsch is with us. Mary Lou Henner is with us. Carol Kane is with us. And then you fast forward a decade later, a show like Night Court, almost everyone's gone.
Right.
Everyone is gone, which is insane. Guys, I want to right now bring in Mr. Sonny Onoo because you're going to be voting. Topic number 1 is behind us. Sonny Onoo will be voting on screen. So will Giselle. I want to bring in Sonny first. But guys, in the comment section, cast your vote now. Who resonated most with you and why? Regarding topic number 1, let us know. We'll read them out loud right now. So let's bring in Mr. Sonny Onoo and see who he votes for and why. Hello, Sonny.
Hello, how are you? Been listening to all very, very interesting answers. You know, I mean, no disrespect to the person I don't pick, but I like Jeremy's, you know, Luke Skywalker is, you know, prime role and our youth, and, you know, is a prime spot, right? So I can certainly understand that.
Right.
But I like Jacques' answer about the character of Back to the Future. Matter of fact, that was one of the movies I would have picked if I was involved in this discussion, and the fact that his personal in-depth experience reflect on the movie and how he emotionally felt about the movie you know, I certainly understand it was in depth, and so I will pick Jacques' answer.
Thank you.
You know, and of course, Stevie Ray will go into in depth about his pick, and of course, nobody would know, guys. Stevie Ray is so intellectual, and he's one of the smartest guys I know. So he would go into the in depth of. I would like to know how Stevie Ray would play how he would, it's another time. I mean, I don't want to take up everybody's time, but how he would have went on to find that Jack the Ripper character. But would he drop him on his head?
Well,
what would he do?
Can I say this? What I was trying to convey was exactly how the question was asked. So in essence, it didn't bother. It bothered me in a way, whereas, if I'm going to put my personal feelings involved to it, so many people in this country that we have a litany, a plethora of Jack the Rippers running all over this country. And that was just one. He came to the future, and I would like to be the character to catch him because of the plethora of Jack the Rippers that we have in modern times that our system does not catch. And I think that was what that movie was trying to convey. So I would like to be, I would like to be the character to catch someone as from the past who has came to the future to add on to all the Jack the Rippers that we have today. And he needs to be caught because of everything that goes on in our judicial.
The movie you got to make, man. You got to make that movie, Steve.
Right. Well, that, like I said, I was trying to convey it from a way that Arby put it in an artistic way. Not that it was a personal thing to me, other than the judicial system, if that makes sense.
No,
and how many people have been? How many people? Hold on a second, Sonny. How many people have been accused of being a Jack the Ripper, but they were innocent?
Right.
Yeah.
Funny? Like, you just gave me an idea. Like, I would love to put pen to paper and say, that's a great concept for a film. Like, right, Jeremy?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Imagine
that'd be great.
Yeah.
See, that's
like, imagine you have
Stevie Stevie Ray is such a deep thinker.
He is. No, yeah.
So that's what I was trying to convey. If you didn't get it, I would tell. So my role, if I'm in that movie and I'm playing that role, I got to get this guy, because in today's time, back in those times, when Jack the Ripper and all that took place back in England, it's a town, very small, and this is very, very new. In modern times, in the movie, Jack the Ripper said, "I'm home," and he told the Malcolm McDowell character, "Where you're not."
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Think about how hard it is to hide back then. Like, when you think of England back then, it was a city that was
exactly
their main mode of transport was horse powered, right? I mean,
right.
Like, nobody really. It was lit by gas. There was a ton of fog, which is, I guess, easy for the killer to escape, or killers. But yeah, that whole backdrop of London in the 1880s is fascinating in of itself, and probably more so because that's when people started documenting crimes more. So they started documenting these crimes, and yet they still had so the film idea was, you take 4 people who were wrongly accused, you track their lives, and then at the end of the day, it doesn't end well for any of them, right? It becomes like a witch hunt.
But see, you see, if you watch the movie and see exactly what's being laid out plot-wise, Jack the Ripper is telling the Malcolm McDowell character, "I'm at home here because I can hide from within. Back where I come from, it's just a matter of time."
Sure.
Does that make sense? It's just a matter of time where I come from. But here, I blend in just like everybody else.
Sure. It's true.
And that is why the Malcolm McDowell character has to catch him and bring him back.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this.
Really cool movie.
Do you think if somehow George McFly were on the case, you'd be able to catch him?
I think not.
I'll try to
George say, dog, I don't need no parts of this.
Well, but you know what,
brother.
Stevie?
I got enough of all this other stuff going on over here.
Luke Skywalker would grab him. Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Him and R2D2. He's a born Jedi, man. What do you think he's gonna do? He's a born Jedi. He didn't, he don't even know the powers that he got.
I'm going to read some of the votes that we have in the comment section. But while I do that, Sonny, who would you just this is not going to count in terms of the votes. We're not going to make it official. Who would you like to portray in an 80s or a 90s movie, Sonny, if you could?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Like my pick with the movie was actually Back to the Future when you guys were asking.
Okay.
Okay. Wouldn't it be?
Movie.
Wouldn't it be? I don't know if this plays into my psyche, but playing the character McFly and being able to go back in time and get all those different. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that getting hit on by your mom and really, right? And he's backing up like, whoa, this is not right. So there's a lot of stuff. It's amazing amount. Going back in time, that genre, there's a lot of Korean movies. I love Korean movies that plays on that. The emperor who started the new writing system,
right?
And because so the common people can learn to read and write. And stuff like that. I mean, that actually happened, but they play a character come back in time to help the emperor, because a lot of his senators and advisors didn't want the common people to be smart. They want the common people to be just that, worker bees, So stuff like that. I love that time machine. Being able to go back and to even change what really happened,
I'd be you're stronger than me. I'd be pressured to try to do that. And by the way, you're bringing stuff up that speaks to me. There's a series called About Time. It's a Korean drama, and it's about a character who has a special ability to see the lifespan clocks of other people. So go check it out, guys, if you want to look it up. It's a great series. Haven't seen all of it, but
Andy, I just want to say something here because you're making my brain go like this, Sonny. Who has not thought about being able to? It's a totally different subject, but I don't know if I'm the only one who has those fantasies, but becoming invisible, be able to go through a wall in the bank and get the money and come out without being seen, or even like you say, going back in time, where you could go back in time and buy a lottery ticket, and go back. I don't know if you guys ever think of that, but I do once in a while.
Sure. I mean, it kind of already happened. It happened between 61 and 69. Richard Nixon was invisible for 9 years, but that's a different topic altogether. But he did do that. But I want to say this: imagine the pressure of going back in time real quick, and if you're going back to pick a time in your life that you want to go back to and revisit, it's not going to be as good. So when people are like, "Oh, I wish I could revisit everything," well, great, you can. But if you had the choice to forget everything you know now, maybe you would enjoy it, but you wouldn't even know you're traveling back in time, right? You wouldn't even know. So you're back there without having the knowledge of traveling back there. But if you had the knowledge, it wouldn't be as fun. You would be tortured. If you're going back to childhood, age 9 or 10, but you have the mind of a 45-year-old. That's not fun. That can't be fun.
Right.
You're doing all the stuff that you hated, like going to school again, and you know what I mean. All that stuff can't be fun after a while.
That could happen. That could happen, Jeremy London. That could happen Jeremy, with marriage.
Yes.
Right, with marriage.
There you go.
Marriage. You get married. If you could go back in time, maybe you'd see things. Maybe you'd see things differently.
I say that. I say that though. I say that because I've been married twice, and I say that. But if it meant that I wouldn't have my children, then I wouldn't change a thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't change anything if So
Yeah.
that is an existential question. It's you know, I've told
Yeah, would
myself
you
I would like
change something?
to do that.
I was hoping
I've
you
been
would
lucky
solve it,
enough to be
Jeremy.
married for 46 years, believe it or not.
Oh wow,
46,
that's
that's
amazing.
great. That is great. Yeah, I did. I met you and your beautiful wife in Las Vegas years ago. That's right.
Yeah.
College Slammer votes Jacques. Let's tally this in the back if we can, Giselle. Thank you so much for doing that. Jacques gets a vote. Okay. D-Man votes for Jeremy London because Star Wars is the main one of those I've seen. Okay. Let's get more of your votes here in the comment section. Phil votes Jacques. Lester concurs and also votes Jacques. Ralph votes Stevie for this one. Thank you. And thank you again for keeping the tally in the back. Giselle, you are the unsung hero. My vote is for Jacques because his reasoning for choosing the character that he did was very genuine. He brought his personal experience to it. Joe votes Jacques as well. I think you were earnest and incredibly heartfelt. Your want for the role makes me feel it's stronger as necessary. Thank you. All three, says Hassan, gave three very fascinating answers. Let us know who you vote for. Thank you so much. Chad, I love all three competitors and I will never vote bias. Therefore, I vote for Jacques in topic 1. Natalie votes Jacques as well. Myron shouting out Sonny. Absolutely. Willie Wilson votes Jeremy. And then we have another vote for Stevie Ray from Fred. What an obscure choice. Malcolm McDowell in a crazy movie about Jack the Ripper. I vote for Stevie. Thank you. Eric concurs and votes Stevie Ray. Thank you, Eric, for your comments as well. Sass, I like that Jacques had a solid beginning, middle, and end to his answer. I vote Jacques. Okay. I like Stevie's reasonings. We love your comments, guys. Without you, there is no show. Sal votes Jacques. Just him shedding light on the topic of bullying and speaking to it through his selection of Back to the Future. Clarity, depth, and personal connection. Awesome, Sal. Thank you so much. I believe that's it, guys. There's a bunch more. I can't count every. Bethany, I vote for Stevie. He has such amazing points. A lot of these bad crimes do need to be stopped, and they're not. Okay. Let's bring in Giselle. Giselle, if you can condense, let us know who you vote for and why. And let's count Julio's vote, who votes for Jacques. Last minute vote that I see there. Thank you, Julio, as well. Giselle, who do you vote for and why?
Thank you. And thank you for all of your fantastic movie choices this evening. I am very excited to watch or rewatch many of these now. But my vote tonight, je vote pour Jacques. Parce que, and now back to English. No. Jacques had both in-depth reasoning and presented them very well for why he both related to this character and would want to be this character and co-star in this film. And he had the most complete answer for me. Stevie Ray, if you had given more of what you gave to Sonny during your answer, might have had a bit of a fighting chance for that one. But I got more of your whys after the fact and not during the initial argument. So I'm voting for
I understand that, but the movie didn't. The movie I chose had no personal directional direct to me. It was just a role that I was looking at to play in it. If that makes sense.
Of course it does.
Okay.
So your vote for Jacques. Okay, thank you so much, Giselle. Appreciate that. And thank you for tallying. Jeremy gets a vote from Pete. Thank you so much, Pete. And let's tally that as well. And I had another one for Jacques, and I believe it came from Judd. Thank you, Judd, for joining us, new viewer. Appreciate you as well. Guys, we're about to get out of here with our final topic. It's a fun one, a real fun one. Last Saturday night, as you know, Sonny Onoo, Jeremy London, Stevie Ray, Jacques Rougeau. First of all, thank them again for carving out this time live here on a Saturday night. We appreciate them. And I personally appreciate them in many ways as dear friends. You never know what tomorrow brings, so why not tell them that right now? Also, I want to tell them this. Round number 3 begins real soon. They're all third rounders. We only have a few matches left. We still have yet to see Jesse Ventura. He's about to make his appearance in round number 2 of the celebrity tournament. Who will he be facing? We'll find out. And so many others as well. With that, I did not announce because it was so tight, Stevie. As you know, we talked about this on the phone. I didn't announce the winners of last week's match. We had Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Raven. We had award-winning hip-hop legend and stand-up comedian Kid of Kid and Play, Christopher Kid Reed. And we also had former number 1 NBA overall draft pick Greg Oden. You were there. You judged it. We did not find out who won. So with that, guys and gals and pals, I want to play a quick video. And this will kind of put things in proper perspective regarding last week's match. And then We will find out who won last week. But before we do that, let's give Stevie, let's give Jacques, and let's give Jeremy their second topic right now, so they could go back and organize their thoughts. Here is topic number 2, the final topic of the evening. I call this topic soul transplant. Soul transplant. A soul is generally understood as the non-physical essential part of a living being. It encompasses consciousness, personality, mind, character, and emotions. Great. Awesome. But in this challenge, you're all being tasked with operating on a historical figure of your choice. A historical figure of your choice. You'll be operating on them. You might ask, do they need a new ticker, a new heart? No. Maybe they need a prosthetic arm? No. They're in need of a new soul. They're yearning for a soul transplant. You will replace their soul with the soul of another historical figure. You will replace the soul of a historical figure with the soul of another historical figure. How will you do that? I don't know. I have no clue. I have the best seat in the house. I don't even vote, for crying out loud. There's no pressure in voting for me. But guys and gals, Stevie Ray, Jacques Rougeau, and Jeremy London, I'm going to read this out to them again. Yes, this is called, guys and gals, soul transplant. A historical figure that's in need of a new soul. You will replace the soul of one historical figure with the soul of another. What does that mean to you? Again, I don't know. There's no wrong answer. Have fun with it. Go anywhere you want. I will put Mr. Jeremy London backstage. I will put Mr. Stevie Ray backstage. I'll put Mr. Jacques Rougeau backstage. And I want to keep Sonny on here for a moment. Sonny, again, having a lot of great conversations with you over the years. They go everywhere. What is it about the human soul that you think intrigues us as people? What intrigues us about the soul?
You know, it's really interesting, right? We always talk about our physical being is limited, time limited. And we almost talk about soul as in a consciousness. And certainly many religion thinks of reincarnation and so on. Even, you know, even Catholic religion talks about Judgment Day.
Right.
And so I think what's for all of us depends on, it comes from your background of religion, or, you know, it certainly comes from our upbringing, from your parents, what is right, what is wrong.
Sure.
And I think soul is something that, I don't know if we get judged by somebody. I think we get judged by ourselves. Even in daily basis. You know, you if you do something that certainly morally wrong, who's really judging you? I mean, you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
And then you know, but the person who's really judging you is you, right? So
absolutely.
So I think upbringing, whether it's from your parents or your priest or, you know, your counselor or your friends, I think
right.
I think soul is something that you know, you have to believe. At least I would like to believe that when my physical being is you know, run down and can't function and this dimension anymore, that our consciousness goes somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know if it comes
right. Yeah, I see what you mean. Do you think, Sonny, in your opinion, because of course that's the great thing about talking about this, it's an opinion. Do you feel as if there's sort of a mind-body connection? Is the soul separate from the brain?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Brain is anatomy that you know, certainly analyze, but I think, and it's part of our consciousness, but I think soul is, you know, even if our brain start functioning, I think our thoughts and our being, if I can say that, being is our soul.
Sure. Yeah.
All of us would like to think that it continues on, that, you know, that, and going beyond that, what I think is that how we affect other people, right? I mean,
right.
Certainly when we have children, we hope that our children we're giving them something, whether it's a lessons learned a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Whether it's right or wrong. I think if enough of us think of that, then I think the world will be a better place. I think it's not me to, but I think a lot of religion follows that. Only problem with religion is that they have tendency to use, you guilt, and
I always say I love God. I love God enough to not subscribe to religion.
Yeah, there you go. There
Right?
you go. That
Let
is
me ask
very
you
good
this:
one.
don't you think, Sonny? Because like you're bringing up some cool points about again the human soul. Don't you think one could stipulate that the very act of questioning as to whether you have a soul is evidence of one? Just even questioning whether you have one could be evidence of one.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, we would like to think that we do, and it really comes from. I mean, when you the big question I have.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple question. I work with the rescues.
Right.
Here you have an animal that whether it's cat or dogs or whatever,
Sure.
whether it's any kind of animal, that because of not our direct impact, but we do play a part in a lot of rainforest going away and a lot of endangered species and that kind of thing. But we can only do so much what we can do, and I love working with rescues, and I just don't understand when I see. I think it's heartless when
Sure.
people say, "Hey, because of I can't take care of my dog anymore, therefore I have to get rid of it." No,
Right.
because animal.
Right.
What I love about my dogs, I love my dogs, and is that if you go away if you walk out the door for 5 minutes,
Sure,
or 3 hours or 5 days, they greet you the same when you come
right.
back.
That's very true. That's so true.
Where have you been? Because that's the kind of dedication and attachment they have to you. You're the alpha to them. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And,
That's absolutely right.
and taking that responsibility. And so I think the person who abandon animals or I see some horrible things that put dog has puppies, so they put them in a trash bag, and that kind of heartless, that's not like having a soul to me. That
Absolutely, yeah.
That tells me what kind of person that is. I mean, you don't have to be a nun or a perfect person, but you got to feel sympathy to we're talking about animal right now, but it could be a human being who really truly needs your help. And
that's beautiful, man.
I'll tell you one day. Well, it's another subject, but believe it or not, in my world and pro wrestling, there isn't a lot of successful story like Stevie Ray and Booker T, and I mean, there's a lot of story out there. People who made millions and millions of dollars,
right,
and ended up, and sleeping under the bridge. I mean,
absolutely.
And listen, I can't help everybody, but I can honestly tell you that I did what I could to help the person in need for the time.
No doubt.
No
doubt.
I mean, I think that's we're getting off subject a little bit, off the.
No, I don't think that's off subject, because like you brought up how the human condition sometimes can neglect. Whether you brought up animals, for instance, and how maybe we can define by being soulless if we could be dismissive towards a species that needs us, that relies on us. Well, think about you for a second. Like, I would say the pro wrestlers sometimes, or at least in the past, when they didn't have as many rights as they do now, would rely on the promoter for everything. You would rely on the promoter, right? So there's so much that goes into turning a human being ugly when they adapt to their surroundings? Are they really ugly, or did the surroundings that they're in, that they're invested in, bring the worst out of them? You know?
Right.
And I'm like, that's fascinating that you tied that into wrestling. It really is. And one of these days I want to talk to you about how I think, like, imagine if the soul somehow is the spark that gave the universe life. Imagine if we gave life to what we have, which is mind-blowing, but we could have. Last question I have for you before I put you backstage, my friend.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you feel as if, in general, in sports, in pro wrestling, that the bond between athletes is not as tight anymore because of the very thing you and I are staring at now, a device? When people are on the road, they've got their devices, they've got their handlers, they're so distracted. Maybe when you were forced to speak to your fellow colleague because you had nothing else but your colleague, you had no other alternative but to be close to them. You think that bond is not as existent or as prevalent as it was with the athlete of the 80s or 90s?
I really can't speak because to that and because I'm not on the road, but I will tell you this.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time, and Stevie Ray and Jacques and will tell you that back in the days, when you're on the road for 300 days a year, they're your family. They're more of your family than your real family on those days because you spend more time with them.
Sure.
And you feel almost, my case, I was a little older than a lot of these guys.
Right.
So I almost feel responsible. I mean, I had a guy, I told a story today. I had a guy who was making real good money.
Sure.
And came off the road, and we had to go do a cruise, one of those wrestling cruises we had to go. Right. And sign autographs, and 3 days of hanging out with fans and signing out. It's a no-brainer. But when he came off the road, all he had was his wrestling gears. So he had to buy some clothes. And he wanted to go on a Miami Beach, the most expensive place, and buy, because he needed them shorts and shirt. Sure. And he wanted to buy this $1,500 shirt. And I said, why do you need that? It's not, yeah, you're a star and you're a persona, but nobody really cares if you wear $1,500 Versace shirt or, $30 shirt.
Yeah.
They love you. I mean, not what you wear, and I think what they need to do is, and it's happening now, more and more education what they do, because Stevie Ray, by choice, didn't go back into pro wrestling, or he could have.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And he's doing very well as he is, and he's his own man. I love to see that kind of success story with even John giving back to the young wrestlers.
Sure.
So within the context of pro wrestling, I think it's great that both these gentlemen is a great example.
And
I'm sure Jeremy, as being a successful producer and actor and all that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he certainly understands that when he's
I'll tell you what, Sonny, like he teaches the craft of storytelling. Jeremy's like a Renaissance man who does everything.
There you go.
And he teaches storytelling, but he always relates to the actor. I always got attracted to the every person, the every man, the every woman who, despite their name or their acclaim or their game, they somehow find a way to relate to the masses on a human level. And Chad, guys and gals and pals, says it. I think he speaks for all. Sonny's a very smart person. We'll read your comments right now really quickly. Let's embarrass Sonny with some positive comments. Sonny's dropping jewels. Absolutely. Yes, he is. He always does. Loves Sonny's view on this. Great perspective, 100%. Sonny, I'm going to put you backstage, my friend, as we'll delve into topic number 2. Thank you for your thoughts. I want to bring in Mr. Stevie Ray, Mr. Jacques Rougeau, Mr. Jeremy London as we take it home with topic number 2. Let's bring in Jacques. Let's bring in Mr. Jeremy London and Stevie Ray, who's backstage as well. I want to play this really quick video because our fans, when you guys are off
man,
screen,
did I lose you guys again?
well, if you can refresh, you guys
I
can
don't know
maybe
what's going on here.
All right, we'll get you. Guys, if you could look to the screen, pay attention if you can to our viewers and to everyone on screen. This is what happened last week. We're about to find out real soon after this topic who moved on, who won last week. Which two of these luminaries move on to round number 3?
Two hours now.
Sir Isaac Newton. Then he discovers calculus and then lets you know that the planets don't revolve in a circle, they revolve in ellipses.
They say the universe is finite, like there's an end to it. So if there's an end to it, what's on the other side?
This is actually just a genuine question because you just said that I do like myself. So if that question was to come up and that answer would no, if you like yourself, does it really matter?
I want to bring Stevie
on.
on.
I got a rebuttal.
Oh, yes, Raven, please.
There's stuff you don't see. Isaac Newton, no matter how great a genius he was, if he didn't play chess regularly, he wouldn't have been any good at it.
That's just how it's done. Greg, you got a rebuttal, my friend.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and take that from Raven and say I won. Go ahead, Stevie. Just give it to me.
And when he was fading, he couldn't even talk. All he would do was go like this.
First, my dad wasn't a very loving father. I couldn't say I love you. Glad I don't know the answer is, did he like me?
Even though they did 3 house party movies, you only can remember the first one.
I could tell you right now that the white kids who watched that film were grateful for it.
Because you had already been massaged through the 70s.
For the first time ever in TKN history, you're going to have to find out next Saturday night, January the 10th. You're going to find out. You're going to watch how close this thing was. Next Saturday night, the anticipation is going to be high. Well, guys, you're not going to find out yet. You've been waiting a week, but it's now Stevie and Jacques doing their thing. Jeremy's got some tech stuff. He's trying to sign in. So, guys and gals and pals, we're going to keep this thing going right now with Jacques and Stevie Ray. Stevie, you were there judging real quick. What were your thoughts of the match? And Jacques, of course, you were watching. What were your thoughts of Raven, Greg Oden, and, of course, Christopher Kidd Reed, Stevie Ray?
Go ahead, Stevie.
Man, it was very, very intriguing match, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, man, don't do me like Jeremy, man. Don't leave me out here hanging like Jeremy.
We can hear you.
Jacques, you gotta let me know if I'm coming in loud and clear, man. You gotta give me the Iggy. Okay. No, man, that was a great match, man. That was like one of the best. The 3 guys, they gelled so good, man. You know what I'm saying? They were 3 guys from 3 different worlds, but brother, they gelled so good, and that's what I really enjoyed about the whole thing. It's one of my favorite shows of all the shows I've watched on the new network, man. It was one of my favorite shows, and I'm not just saying that because even if I wasn't one of the judges, man, I would have been intrigued just watching that, man. It was great, man. That's what I say about all 3 of those guys. I love them all, man.
Absolutely.
All 3 of them.
You were right there, judge. You got a front row seat. Jacques, your thoughts?
I love the match too. To what extent, and then after the first question, it was getting so late that I kind of fell asleep. But to be honest, and not because it wasn't good, just because I'm an old man. But anyway, but the first question, and I got to tell you the truth. I like that basketball player. He's a basketball player, right? The guy, what's his name?
Yes. Right.
The tall guy there. Yeah. I like the Greg, the way he spoke a lot. But the one who resonated the most with me was the kid. The kid just, I don't know. He had like a open heart, open mind, and it was not like trying to calculate his answers. He was like just shooting out there. He was just shooting them out there, and I like that at this game. I like when people just go out and open their heart. And if you look like a fool, you look like a fool. If you look good, you look good. But at least we know the inside of you. And the kid, I related to the most.
Well, you know what? Jacques and Stevie Ray, guys and gals, they were there. Stevie was judging. Jacques was watching. You guys were too. But you're going to have to wait until after this second topic, because now it's Jacques time and Stevie time. And based on me asking you earlier who you want to go first, the first name I saw was Jacques, which means Jacques Rougeau will go first. Mr. Jeremy London, guys and gals, is with us as well, as is Stevie Ray.
Phone. So sorry, guys.
That's okay.
So sorry.
There he is.
It's my phone. It's technology.
That's all right. That's all right.
Hey Jeremy. Jeremy, can I interject and say something to Jeremy?
Please do.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, they got things called laptops. You know that, right?
I
just didn't know if you was up on it. I didn't know if you was up on it, man. I just let you know.
These new phones, man, they're like rocket ships.
Yeah, that's what they said about it. That's what they said about the moon mission in 1969.
I know, right?
He's warming up now. He's warming up. I'm just telling you, he's warming up.
Yeah, no, man.
Man, this is Jacques Rougeau, guys. I'll kick it off. I'll read the topic real quick. Soul Transplant, Jacques Rougeau, if you can. Right now, in this particular challenge, you're being tasked with operating on a historical figure of your choice. Do they need a new ticker? No. Prosthetic arm? No. They're in need of a new soul. They're yearning for a soul transplant. You will replace the soul of one historical figure with the soul of another. Whenever you're ready, the floor belongs to you.
Thank you. Can I first bring something to you guys' attention? And it's not very important, but, you know, I'm a funny kind of guy, so I got to do it. You know this writing that's going on at the bottom there? And it says the wrestling legend Jacques the Mountie Rougeau. There's missing a U at my name. It's Rougeau. Just for the fans who know me. So it's Rougeau. I just wanted to say that because, you know,
hold on. Since Ro's honest here, Jacques, can I say something to you real quick? I'm sure he won't mind. Stevie asked me if I would take away a letter of your first name. He said, he told me, well, let me explain why. He said that he doesn't need to play mind games, but he thinks that there's too many vowels in your last name. There's too many. I think there's an O, there's an U, there's an E, there's 5 vowels out of 7 letters in your last name. We don't need that many. We don't need too many vowels.
Jesus. You're bad, Stevie.
Yeah.
You're bad.
I talked to your boy Carl Willett. You know, he told me you like that.
I do. I like this much more than them missing a letter. I like you playing that game on me. That I like. that I like. I like that very much. Okay, so I took a pen and paper when I had these 10 minutes by myself there and I asked Natalie, my girlfriend, so I cheated. But so we went both on Google and the first name that came to my mind was Jeffrey Dahmer. And because he's an American serial killer, as you know, and he was the cannibal killer. He was known as the cannibal killer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I thought, I was thinking to myself, what a bad soul. Like, you know, and that guy had a bad soul. And then I started thinking I saw the names and I thought of the opposite. And I thought of Keanu Reeves, because Keanu Reeves, he's known in the business to have such a good soul. Like, you know, he's a guy who has a lot of money, but he's the kind of guy that you're going to see in the subway. He's going to stop for a fan. He's going to give time to people. He's going to talk to his fans. He does empathy with the people.
Sweetest guy ever.
He's generous. He's generous. I was reading fast. He was generous not only with the fans, his crew that works with him, and also charities. So it's like for him, money has no importance. And to me, I love that kind of person. But unfortunately, those two people are not the one I chose. So I just wanted to tease you guys. I'm going to tell you who I chose. But that was an example that I came close of taking. The one that I chose to take away his soul was Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, because Adolf Hitler, I do know a little bit about him. He was actually decorated in World War I. He was coming up in the world, decorated in World War I. But he was the instigator of World War II, where they killed 6 million Jews and 1 million of other people too. Like, that's a bad soul. Like, if you ask me, I'm thinking that's bad. But karma caught up to him because he had a girlfriend through those times that he made. And only 1 year after being married with his girlfriend, the Red Soviet Army came in and they destroyed his regime, and he committed suicide before he got caught by the Soviet Army. So that's a soul that's hurting. That's a bad soul. So I would take his soul, the bad one, and then I took a couple of notes, but it was pretty simple for me. For me, the good soul in life, was Jesus from Nazareth. And why Jesus from Nazareth? Like everybody else, we all have our beliefs and stuff like that, but we all know they wrote things about him being so compassionate person, immense love and compassion, gratitude, would help the needy. I'm thinking he had a lot of authority to change the religious. A lot of religions that were against or mean, he had a lot of authority with the people to change that in a good way. They were saying in the notes too that he would always put his needs second compared to the other people who needed stuff. But what really came to touch me in that was I talk to God every day. I don't go to church. I'm not going to lie. And I pray a lot to Jesus and the Lord, much more when I'm in trouble. I ask for help. But every day I talk to him. And, and he's always been my strength. And he's always been the person who made me the most better person that my father brought to me, my values in life, the way I was brought up with my family. My father and my uncle, our family had a good soul, are good people. And I think that Jesus, through the things I read through life and everything and my beliefs, helped me through hard times, helped me through a lot of things, even helped me go to the gym when I didn't feel like it. Sometimes I've asked him, give me the strength to go to the gym this morning. I don't have the courage to go. So I always found so all these compliments and all these things that he did for people, I related to him as being a good soul.
Wow.
So I would take that good soul and put it into Hitler. Put it into Hitler. So.
Wow. That's an incredible choice there, Jacques. And right now, guys, before we move on, let me remind you guys and gals and pals that right immediately following this program, for the first time in a year, there will be a post show. There will be a post show, guys and gals and pals. And that is going to be kicking off immediately following this program. Justin and Miranda in the third round celebrity tournament matchup. It's a separate link. So after we end this broadcast, refresh this channel. Can you hear us, Jeremy? Guys and gals, Jeremy having some tech issues. We're going to kick it over right now to Stevie Ray, guys. So let me just give you guys and gals and pals a chance to comment here about something specifically you asked me. I want to pull this up. We're doing this in real time. Jacques, I do want to say it's an interesting thing that you picked Adolf. You picked Adolf as an interesting choice. He was such a coward, Jacques, that in 1945, when his bunker, there was only he and Ava Braun were the only two left, right? You were mentioning Ava. Nobody else was left.
Eva, that's what her name was. Eva, yes.
Senior citizens, and 15-year-old children were guarding his bunker. That's how much of a coward he was. He knew that the ship was sinking. It already sunk. But he still convinced 15-year-old kids and senior citizens to fight and guard his bunker when his final days were upon him. What a coward he was. And of course, Battle of Stalingrad. You brought up the Soviets. The Germans fought them well, but that battle essentially destroyed Germany. I mean, it was the end. It was the beginning of the end. You know, turning on Stalin was obviously a mistake, but it benefited us. Right now, guys and gals and pals, I see Jeremy and I see Stevie's name, but I'm scrolling up to see whose name you put in first. It is Jeremy, so Jeremy will go next. I don't have to read this topic out loud again. So, Jeremy, the floor belongs to you.
Wow, man, how do you follow Jesus and Adolf Hitler? Holy cannoli. That's amazing. You know, I kind of been thinking sort of on that same, you know, level of, you know, people that were very powerful, but were used those powers for the wrong reason, or, you know, in bad ways instead of good. You know, one of the first things that popped into my mind was Andrew Jackson, who was one of our presidents, who actually was a very good leader, a good soldier and all that, but he was a horrible person. He was the person that, you know, the Trail of Tears and the persecution of Native Americans and black people. Just he was, the things that he did in his life that were terrible completely erase all of the things that he could have accomplished as a real leader, the things that he did that could have been admirable. So I was thinking, you know, take somebody like Andrew Jackson and give him the heart of Jimmy Carter, you know, or even Caligula and Nero, and give them the heart of Alexander the Great. You know, take these people that had power and opportunity to affect people in really good ways, but they use them for bad reasons. You know, if you give them, you know, a soul, give them a heart, maybe, you know, maybe they can affect history in good ways and not leave, you know, a history of violence and being awful. And, you know, the only things that we know about most of those people, you know, Andrew Jackson, Caligula, Nero, all of these guys are the bad things, right? They were clearly powerful people that were capable of doing incredible things. Andrew Jackson, like I said, he was a good leader and a decent president, but the things that he did that were bad counter all of that. And so I feel like, you know, in the same vein that Jacques presented there, you know, take these people that are in a position of power that have, you know, opportunities to affect society, and rather than them killing people and causing bad things, you know, give them a good heart, give them the heart of somebody that actually is compassionate, that knows how to lead from a place of moral strength rather than brute, you know, strength. So I would say Andrew Jackson, I would give him the heart of Jimmy Carter.
That's creative.
Or the soul of Jimmy Carter.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Jeremy?
In a nutshell.
Jeremy, can you hear us? I don't think Jeremy could hear us. Jeremy.
Did I lose you guys again?
I think you did. I think you might have. All right, guys and gals and pals. Jeremy London. I'm going to kick this off to Stevie. I'm going to keep this thing moving right now. Stevie, you know the question, of course. So whenever you're ready, my friend, the floor belongs to you.
You know, I had a lot of candidates because, you know, history is one of the things that I like to, like, one of my endeavors. And a lot of things I talked about, just like in the last topic.
What is happening here?
The Jeremy.
Interference.
Yeah. Just drop out, man. Drop back in. Yeah, he's dropping out. But anyway, what I was saying was just like my last topic. The last topic we was talking about as far as playing a character in a movie. And I kept it on the lines of what you was talking about, playing a character, not as it affects me watching a movie if I was playing a character. So I'm going to approach this question the exact same way. And a lot of people might not know the history, just like the last topic, you know, those two movies that my contemporaries picked, big movies, but those movies are big movies, but they didn't touch me like another movie. So this topic is touching me in a different kind of way also. And a lot of people might not know the participants, but they are there. They can look them up for themselves. I had two choices. One was Adolf Hitler. One was King Leopold. But since my boy Jacques picked Adolf Hitler, I'm going to pick King Leopold of Belgium. And if anybody out there does not know who he is, please go look him up right now. You have the outlets to do that. And look how many people, especially Africans, that King Leopold murdered and maimed and cut their arms off and cut their legs off just for fun. He killed 2 to 3 times as many people as Adolf Hitler was responsible for killing in World War II. Because that war was started by Adolf Hitler. He didn't directly kill that many people, millions and millions of kids, but he was directly responsible for it, for starting a war. What I'm talking about with King Leopold, there was no war. He was just evil and mean. So please go look that up. It's not a popular name in the historic journals of what we read about every day, but in my world, he is.
Yeah, he was the first
And
documented.
you know who heart I would give him? I would give him the heart of Martin Luther King Jr. and the soul and the spirit of someone that led a civil rights movement. Of most people think a civil rights movement is about Black people. No, it's about civil rights, and we all deserve them in a democracy. All deserve them if you are a minority, and that's what Martin Luther King was fighting for. A minority, not Black people, like history has always put it out there. That's just for those who don't understand what the civil rights movement was about politically, not personally, politically. And he was a minister, a man of God. That in itself. And he started that rebellion, if you will, of the leader of that movement at 27 years of age. 27. Now, I would take his heart and I would give it to King Leopold, a person with no empathy, a person with no direction, no purpose other than to lead and have power and to kill ad nauseum. And show him when you have that kind of power and you're in that kind of position, isn't it better to be good than bad? And history shows that. Because at the end of the day, there is no outcome of goodness that comes from it. So like I say again, I would take King Leopold of Belgium, who killed millions of Africans for no reason other than sport. And I will give his heart, take his heart rather, and give Martin Luther King, a real, true leader, his heart, to show him a better way in life and history. What would history be then if he had used all his power for good and not evil? And that's it.
Wow. Yeah. Jeremy said, how do you follow that? I don't think anybody could follow Jeremy, Jacques, or Stevie. The atrocities you brought up, Stevie, over 10 million people. And I don't have the facts in front of me because I'm just my memory. Jeremy, Jacques, can you hear us?
I think it was more than that, Avi.
I think it was more than that.
Jeremy, we can't hear you.
I think it was way more than that, Avi.
Yeah, no, and you're probably right. You know what? Because I don't even have the numbers in front of me, but what he did to the Congo Free State, people think about atrocities elsewhere, but they forget about the exploitation as well, right? There were a ton of atrocities. There was forced labor, there was mutilation, there was murder, there were kidnappings, hostage takings, there was depopulation. The death toll, you're right. I can't recall. I know it's over 10, and you're right. You know more than I do about that, no doubt. But what a choice, what a selection. I mean, you're thinking Adolf Hitler, Andrew Jackson, and King Leopold, who was the first documented megalomaniac. Damn. And we're doing all this on a Saturday night. Guys and gals and pals, the classroom that Stevie Ray and Jacques and Jeremy have invited you to is pretty darn cool, especially when you know it's a weekend course, absolutely free. So I'm going to zip the old lip, bring in Sonny Onoo, and we are about to finish up. Sonny, our good friend, Mr. Sonny Onoo, will let us know who he votes for. We know his criteria. We appreciate his time. Who does Sonny vote for and why?
Well, you know, the discussion you and I had Avi, earlier, while they were in the back room. And I think we're all on the same page. You know, there's so many evil leaders out there in history. And the thing is, we got to remember, people of their country allowed them to do that.
Right.
He didn't kill those people by himself. You know what I mean? And so it has to be check and balance, right?
Sure.
I mean, and you know, amazing thing about Stevie Ray, and I had a Hitler too, and Mother Teresa. If that question was asked about me, so I understand that unchecked evil,
right?
But Stevie Ray is so, you know, he's so in depth of history, and he's so knowledgeable. On this one, I have to go with Stevie Ray, and because of atrocity, maybe because we didn't have the news, you know, the people didn't know what was going on in Congo and Africa. But you know, he didn't. Yeah, Hitler was horrible. I mean, we all know about that. What he did to one group of people, whether it was religion or what. But and even to this day, Belgium controls a lot of stuff in Africa, even to this day.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, you know, yes, they're both and you know, horrible, soulless person, and you give these guys, you know, Martin Luther King, he gave, and then Stevie's so right, when he says, he gave every minority and gave them hopes and voice to that group of people. And so I have to give this one to Stevie. Much as I hate to give to the black.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. Look at Stevie.
What's right is right. I have to give it
to Sonny Onoo. A little perplexed. Guys and gals and pals, Stevie gets the vote from Sonny Onoo. Giselle, I'm going to get you up on screen in about 5 minutes, maybe less. We're going to bid everyone adieu. We're going to bid Jacques, Stevie, and Jeremy adieu, and Sonny, as we'll announce the winner of this team challenge. Of course, they're representing their team.
I have to? Wow.
Okay. Well, Sonny, I'll tell you what, man. You led the way. You kind of decided the tempo of this thing early on. And guys and gals and pals, in case you want to know more about Sonny and Stevie, I'll let you know a little bit more about their history on some other broadcast. Stevie is still shocked that Sonny's our special judge, as you can see, perplexed. Giselle, let me bring you in. If you can condense this.
Oh, man, that's not the word.
Who do you vote for?
Stevie, you still have my PayPal account, don't you?
PayPal?
Uh-oh.
2006? Go ahead, Giselle.
Actually, I lost my phone.
Well, now I'm going to have a certain song stuck in my head all night. Thank you, Jeremy London. But I am voting for you ultimately as well on this topic. I like the idea of those leadership roles and taking those leadership roles, people who are running countries, and the parallels between them, because you've got people in the same territories, the same places in the world. And if they swapped, what would the difference be? How would they be treated in one time period versus another in the same area? So
Gotcha.
My vote is for Jeremy London.
Thank you, Giselle. Appreciate that. I'm going to read some of your votes now on screen. We'll find out who won. Myron votes Jeremy London. He concurs. Again, let's keep tallying this thing. And if you can, let me know in the back so I know where we are with the votes. Julio, I love the contrast between each of their choices. I vote Stevie, as not only did he hit all my criteria, he also taught me something new. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much. All four gentlemen here on screen tonight have taught us a ton. Thank you. D-Man, I see your comment. Spanish Fly Angel Miguel votes topic 1, Jacques, topic 2, Stevie. Chad votes Stevie. I like Stevie Ray's choice. I think I go with Jacques on this topic. My vote goes for Jacques Rougeau. Thank you, Chad McCabe. Natalie votes Jacques. Again, thank you for tallying this. And we have Chad voting for Stevie Ray. I'm not going to read all of your votes because if that were the case, I'd have to cancel the celebrity tournament round 2. D-Man votes Jeremy London. Stevie made a good choice, but I like the idea of showing the evil of Andrew Jackson. What would Jimmy Carter do in 1930s America? What would Andrew Jackson do in late 1970s? As you could see, guys and gals and pals, by the massaging of a temple, Stevie's still affected by one Sonny Onoo 2 hours later. More votes here that I'll announce. Lester Cook going with Jeremy London this time is Lester Cook. Thank you, Lester. I'm going to have to count this thing down. I know there's a lot of other votes. I can't read all of them. Sorry, guys. If there's another one I might have missed. Stevie gets a vote from Sass and also Fred. Thank you, guys and gals and pals. So with that, if I can get that magical text so I can find out who won this thing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Guys and gals and pals, here we are. We're going to find out in about 5 seconds if it was Jacques Rougeau, Stevie Ray, or Jeremy London picking up points for their team. As soon as that text comes in, I will know and read it. Here we go, guys and gals and pals. This was rather close. Actually, this was very close. The winner of the team challenge tonight, guys and gals and pals, is Mr. Jacques Rougeau. Thank you, Jacques Rougeau. Give it up for Mr. Jacques Rougeau, who won this. And again, Howard Colado gets those points just like Jacques. Jacques, anything you'd like to tell Stevie, Jeremy, Sonny, please, the floor belongs to you guys as we depart. And remember to our viewers, we have a post show featuring Justin and Miranda in their matchup following this. Jacques, anything you'd like to tell the panel? The floor is yours.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Sono, you're such an intelligent person. I for the first time tonight, I heard you talk about the dogs and the pet and everything you do for the animals. You brought me some things that were so interesting about a dog leaving you 5 minutes later, an hour later, or 3 weeks later, and it's always the same. You touched me because you touched me about the knowledge you had about. And I didn't know you work with animals like that and the rescue animals and stuff like that. I think it's amazing. Stevie, I think you should put a Y instead of IE on your name. It should be Steve I. Ray and Jeremy.
No.
Jerry,
leave my name alone.
Just because you messed with mine.
Leave my name alone, man.
What, guys, to be honest with you, it's Jeremy. It was wonderful hearing you, and I didn't expect to win tonight, to be honest with you. But this game is so fun, and just sharing your ideas and your thoughts. And Stevie, I thought you were so interesting with that second topic about I didn't know. I learned so much about that. How evil you were really talking about an evil soul, like Jesus, he was an evil soul.
Oh yeah,
and
in all actuality, Jacques, if you hadn't went first, I was going to do the Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, he was bad, wasn't he? Holy mackerel! I couldn't believe that he killed 6 million Jews and then 1 million other people. Yeah. He was
more than
something
1 million.
else, and I could. And he was the one. That's what they called, I think, the Holocaust, right? It was called the Holocaust.
The Holocaust was the 6 million. The Holocaust was 6 million, but Adolf Hitler, he killed more Russians than he killed Jews.
Oh yeah.
Well,
really?
That'll be something we can discuss one day. There's no doubt about that. But we also know Stalin killed more of his people than anyone else. There is that also.
No,
Jeremy,
I'm just talking about the totality of people that died. The one group of people was one thing. That's all documented. But they never talk about how many people in Eastern Europe.
But my thing in here, what I enjoyed the most out of your conversation, Stevie, I got to tell you, what I enjoyed the most was you take a guy like Adolf Hitler who killed millions of people. But you take that guy what was the name? What was that guy's name that you were saying?
King Leopold
in Africa.
King Leopold.
He would cut people's arms and stuff like that. It's not just a question of winning for the country. It's really sadistic. It's like, he was really a mean soul. You know, he was
right. But yet no one really knows anything about him. That's why I brought it in.
Which, by the way, ties into this. It ties into a future topic. If we were able to somehow, through historical records, diagnose historical figures, would we be able to do so, right? Were there narcissists out there that we know of based on our knowledge? So, I mean, what were these people that lacked empathy? I don't know. Probably a deep dive for our next topic.
Right.
But Mr. Sonny Onoo, before you depart, anything you'd like to tell Jacques and Stevie as well, my friend?
Well, you know, they're dear legend of wrestling, and I'm just so happy that they're my dear friends. But you know, I'm just hoping Jeremy can find me in, you know, Mr. Miyagi character movie role. If he can, I should have picked him so I could get a role in the movie. You know? but you know, I would like to create a movie and you know, just give Jeremy an idea of putting all of us in the movie. You know, Karate Kid 18 with me teaching young Stevie Ray, you know, how to deal with.
Hey, Sonny, Sonny, can you hear me well?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm the one that works for Universal. You got to pitch to me, brother.
Okay. Well, I think there's, you know, we could really think about putting together a movie here, you know, with Jacques' history, with bullying and, you know, that kind of thing. And Stevie Ray, you know, I would like to have him as my wax on, wax off.
Your sensei.
Yeah.
Your sensei.
Hey, I would like to say one thing. I would like for all of us to start a GoFundMe for Jeremy to get a new laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Well, that phone might be overheating.
It's an iPhone 16. It's old. I mean, it's brand new, basically.
Jeremy,
It's not that
you can hear us before you depart. Anything you'd like to tell the panel? The floor is yours, Jeremy London.
Oh man, this was so wonderful, so fun, guys. I learned so much, and I agreed with everybody tonight. I think that you guys, your answers are so heartfelt, and Jacques, you know, you guys have such a great way of personalizing it, and yeah, I could feel your anger, Stevie, when you were talking about Leopold, you know, and I could feel your angst, Jacques, when you were talking about George McFly and being bullied and all of that, you know, and you guys really brought like the personal touch to your answers, and I love that. I always, you know, so I simply agree, you know. I think that it's a wonderful, you know, because saying winners and stuff like this, it's all conversation starters, right? And I think that that we're all, you know, just having something to add to the conversation just means, I think, that we, you know, we're winning automatically, because we have something to say, but also because we're learning in the process, and hopefully, you know,
great show. Great.
Yeah.
Jeremy, where do you reside?
Sir. Pardon me, sir?
Where do you reside?
I'm in Florida right now. I'm in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your brothers, where's he?
Same thing. He's down here in the St. Pete, Tampa area.
Okay. A lot of the wrestlers that Sonny and I used to work with back in the day, a lot of them are in that area.
Yes, yes.
And I just want to tell you, I've met your brother through video and, you know, Skype and all that stuff on the show, but I haven't met you. And I just want to let you know, hey man, I'm a big fan of you and your brother. And you guys have laid it down.
That means so much.
I've seen. And
that's kind of you.
Love. I get you guys mixed up, man. You guys look so much alike.
We're twins. We are twins. We're identical twins, man. So it's gonna happen.
Well, wait a minute. Harvey, you didn't tell me that.
Wait, I can't hear you, Stevie. I got bad.
We're identical twins.
Stop lying, man. He just told me you guys were brothers, man.
Hey,
yeah,
Jeremy, I'm gonna be on the 11th of April.
Yeah, we're identical twins.
I'm gonna be on the 11th of April. I'm gonna be in Tampa, for a Comic-Con. I was gonna say if ever you're there. Okay, well maybe you can rate that. I'll get
all the context. Absolutely, I'll get all that stuff out. Guys,
and don't forget the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe, please. GoFundMe for Jeremy.
GoFundMe for this project.
Hey man, I got one he can borrow, Jacques. I'm not using it anymore.
Guys and gals, I'm about to play Who Won last week. If Stevie or Jacques or Sonny want to sign out, they can. I'm going to play the video to find out who won last week's match of the celebrity tournament, Raven, Greg Oden, or Christopher Kidd Reed. Jerry, my friend, I hope you have a beautiful night.
Bye, Sonny.
All right, I'll see you guys. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Sonny. Thank you, bud.
All right, thank
Great
you.
night.
Bye, Sonny.
Thank you, Sonny. Appreciate you.
Take care, Stevie.
Okay,
Stevie
brother.
and Jacques,
Take care,
Stevie, you were
Stevie.
there, Stevie. Stevie, you were there. And Jacques, you watched it. We're
I'm
going to
here.
find out right now who won.
No, let
Who
me
won?
hear it. Let me hear it.
Who won last week? Who will move on to round 3 and maybe face Stevie or Jacques? Let's bring in some of our cast. Let's bring in Giselle right now. All right. We're all going to find out who won, guys and gals and pals. Kelly J. White, welcome. He's ready to find out. Giselle, welcome.
yeah.
She's ready to find out.
I am.
Ready for the match.
So
Here
ready.
we go, guys and gals and pals. 2 out of 3 move on. We're going to find out right about now. Was it? Oh, God. Who was it? All right, guys, here we go. Building up for a week. Time is now. Stevie Ray's in the house. Steve wants to swing. Judge it. Time to go. Forced to advance. So round number 3 is. You ready? Ready, start. Ready, start. Ready, start. Let's start.
Okay.
Celebrity tournament. It moves on to round number 3. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Last but not least, man. Last but not least. Next is round number 3. Alongside, he is Raven, guys and gals. Raven not supposed. Raven will be in the 3rd round of the TKN Saturday Nights. Stevie's old buddy.
All right.
Yup. For Jacques Rougeau, and look, at the walk back, here's Raven. Hey man, guys, give it up to Greg Oden, man. He's a great guy. Eliminated Punk. Hey guys, hello Natalie. Stevie, would you concur, Stevie, as I bid you adieu and Jacques adieu? Stevie, would you agree that it's during these moments where we find out that this is a tournament, and unfortunately, we bid Greg Oden adieu, a great guy, stand-up guy, but Raven and Christopher Kid Reed move on. Stevie Ray, your thoughts?
You know, brother, I thought it would be super close. Everybody was great that night. It doesn't surprise me, but that those two guys are moving forward, because I honestly believe a lot of popularity has a lot to do with this show. And because of the times that Greg prayed, and it was such a short period of time, I just don't think a lot of people are familiar with him like they are with Raven and Kid. And I think if he was somebody that had a long, glorious career, he may have done better. But he was right there in my book.
Stevie Ray's thoughts, and you
but
were right there.
the two guys that went on, they deserved it.
Well, some nice sentiments from Stevie Ray. He was there. Jacques Rougeau, final thoughts.
Final thoughts on the kid. The kid was number one. I'm so glad. I related to him a lot. Between the other two, I was hoping for Greg, but I got to put up with Raven. What can I say?
Well, guys, let's all Kelly White, Giselle, and Joe. Let's give it up for Stevie Ray and Jacques Rougeau. We wish them a great night.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
Hey man,
and good night.
Good to see all of you guys, man. Good to see all of you guys, and hey, all you guys keep up the good work, bro. Keep up the good work.
Stevie, quit messing with my name, Stevie. Quit messing with my name, Stevie.
Hey man, it wasn't me, man. It was your boy. It wasn't me.
You sure?
I just dropped the dime, man. Don't blame it on me. I just dropped the dime.
I thought he said it was you.
Well, it was me. It was me. It was me, but it wasn't me.
I'm wearing glasses, Jacques.
Well, I'll see you the Comic-Con soon. We'll settle it.
We'll settle it.
I don't do them anymore. I don't do them anymore. So you can have it. I don't do them anymore.
You can have
well, that's not fair for the fans, because the fans like to see you, Stevie.
Well, I still do the conventions. I just don't do the Comic-Cons, man.
Okay.
You're better at the Comic-Con.
Here's what we're gonna do. Hold on. Here's what we're gonna do, Stevie. Hold on. I got an idea. I just got an idea. All right, it's the writer me. Stevie Ray and Jacques Rougeau, should they meet any point in this tournament? Should they meet? It will take place at a Comic-Con. There you go. We killed two birds with one stone.
Hey, just one thing I want to say, Avi. One thing I want to say. I want to meet Stevie. I want to meet him in the competition, but you got to promise me that they can't be intelligent questions. That's all.
Wow. I can't promise that, Jacques. I can't. You're an intelligent human being, so put yourself down. Stevie and Jacques, you guys have a great night.
All right, brother. Y'all be good, brother. Peace.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Jacques Rougeau and Mr. Stevie Ray.
Wow.
Two huge inspirational forces in my life. I love them both. And guys and gals and pals, we're about to play the outro. It's outro time. But remember, I need you all to remember right now, if you're watching, and a lot of you are, I'm talking to you, Allison. Myron, I'm talking to you. Hope I got your attention. D-Man, you're there. We see Angel. Thank you, Angel, for joining us. Sal, all of you are here. Safari, I see you there. Julio, Chad McCabe, Bethany, there's a ton of you. Willie Wilson, Chad Dixon, those who aren't even commenting, who are with us and stayed with us. Eric, do not go anywhere. If you refresh the YouTube channel, you will already see a brand new link, because it's about to go down. If you thought there'd be a week without a celebrity tournament match, you were wrong, because we got one coming up. Kelly White and Joe Rositano and Giselle and Kelly. Very briefly, why, oh why, in as many words as you'd like to use, how about that? Should we tune in for this 7th match between Justin and Miranda?
Wow. This is a blood feud that goes back to 2023. It's been hot since the inception. It went from a single match to a series of 7. Now to a series of 9. We've got a green ticket that's been wiped off the table and used. Poof, that huge benefit is just gone because Phil had to use it to stay alive. And here's the thing, Miranda's had him on the brink of destruction before, and she fumbled and dropped the ball. She's right back where she was tonight. Will she do it again, or is she going to hit the touchdown? Can Justin keep the thing alive? I don't know, but there's only one way to find out. You got to watch.
I would concur. Guys, again, here's what I want to do. Kelly White just summed it up really, really well. If we go to their YouTube channel, which I'm going to do right now in real time, I haven't really done this much, but here you go. All I have to do is share my screen here now, which I will. Go to our YouTube channel, which I will. You see, guys, it's not hard. You can actually see that there's another link right near the Jeremy London, Stevie Ray, and Jacques Rougeau link. We're live here. You got to go here. You got to go. It's right. It's left to the very link that you're watching. So once we go off air, once you do not see us anymore, wait 2 to 5 minutes, refresh your page, and you will be treated to Justin versus Miranda as part of our post show, as part of our nightcap. We're sticking around, guys and gals. Yeah. Let's see how this thing goes. But right now, we know what time it is, guys and gals and pals. We know what time it is. I'm gonna have get off camera a little bit. Turn off your camera back there so you can tell us what time it is. Turn off your camera. Turn off your camera. I'm going to put a question mark. Turn off your camera. You still have it on back there. You got a question mark. I want to see if people can figure out who this person is if he turns off his camera.
Oh.
We can't wait forever there, buddy. Turn off your camera. Who is this guy? I don't know, but he's about to tell us what time it is, so tell us.
It is outro time, baby!
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
I was the youngest of 3 boys, though, so obviously it was a little crazy. They were very protective of me, in a good way. You know, at the time, I was always like this.
I was the first non-African American ever to host the oldest black station in the United States, WJLB.
Moving around Los Angeles on the tour of 36 Chambers. And Mojo, who was my man, he was the head of promotion.
But offensively, they were ranked 8th in the league that year. You know, they had great players: Montana, Rice, Taylor, Roger Craig, Rathman, Brent Jones, Wesley Walls on offense. Defensively, they were even better.
We all have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies. We're supposed to be using this plant. It's not a drug; it's a medicinal herb. We've been lied to. Who would have figured our government would lie to us, right? For over 100 years about it. So, I think the stigma is finally going away.
My mom was a single mom, and she raised 4 kids. Even though we had a great relationship with my dad, my mom, I could feel with her that there were certain things that she missed out.
He was so focused that it then rubbed over to all of us, because as you said, there wasn't a film like that with 4 African-American female leads doing a bank robbery movie.
It was so funny because he said, we made a goal every year, and if she made it, great. We'd keep going. She'd keep competing. That's fine. We were pretty realistic. And then if she didn't, maybe we could quit.
I do feel like that was something I could control, but the problem with eating disorders, I think it starts to really control you. And it became difficult for me to eat more.
Hey, Mom, I want to be a state champion next year, my senior year. I need to quit this job. That means I can't pay for my gas and my car insurance. She stepped up and said, hey, I'll cover that stuff during wrestling season. That allowed me to draw that map and make that goal.
Yeah, take Def Rock.
Yeah, it's good.
That receipt.
Joe was like a second father to me. He took me under his wing. He introduced me to art. He introduced me to history. He brought Schwarzenegger here from another country because back then in Brooklyn, I had a severe relationship with my father.
Afraid of him, disliked him because of the way he looked. I knew that I was perfect to play the part because the way he moved, the way he fought, the way he looked physically. To tell you the truth, I had no acting experience. I did pumping iron, and then I came off from doing pumping iron. I trained for the Miss Olympic competition. And I know that it came natural to me.
I don't understate the loss of life at the 600,000 plus Americans, indigenous, that were in that war.
Even if you're not number one, the work that you're putting in to be number one, wherever you fall, 20th place, puts you above all the people that didn't try.
WNEW FM, they had an all-woman radio idea, only I was the only woman who'd ever been on radio.
They used to call me the longest undiscovered overnight sensation in the history of show business. 33 years on June the 10th, right? And 25 of them, we really weren't paying the bill.
Oh, we got us number one, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
In the news with Ellie, your wife, yourself,
I
Joe,
was overseas one Christmas when Bob Hope came. You know, Bob always came, and I loved Bob. Bob always put the veterans up there. And Bob came overseas, and I got to see him. 7th Street Gym one day. It was the day after I dyed my hair blonde. I walked in on a Saturday morning, and Leroy Schrant, who owned it, I walked in. He said, "Hey, your hero's here in the back working out." And I looked at him and said, "Bullshit." And I turned and looked around the corner, and Graham was back there doing lat pull down.
Here we go, guys. This is it. And remember, refresh the page 5 minutes after this broadcast, 2 to 5. This broadcast will not be public till tomorrow night again. Who do we got? Final lap. Who do we got next week? Not many left, guys. Not many left. Thanks, maybe. Mystery NBA Hall of Fame. Yay. Well represented. Oh, don't worry. That's not all. Things just picked up right now. Check this out.
No, it's Aries.
The last of our Matt TV trio, Harry Spears. Outspoken, knowledgeable, and fun. But wait, there's more. Everybody stand up. Not everyone here is pretty next to me, but in the comments section, get ready. Get ready for this. Get ready for this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We know who this is. Yes, sir. Yes, Mark Henry, the original favorite to win this fight. Mark Henry in this ring next Saturday night. You want to talk about our power? You want to talk guys £1,000 about our favorite? How about Mark Henry, the center of it? Next to a Mr. the NBA Hall of Fame, and Mr. Harry Peter. It's going to get wild, believe you me. Before this thing is over. 2 out of 3 move on. You think this looks amazing? How about what's coming up next, guys? Kelly White is going to get us prepared. Sound has to be. Rose is going to get us prepared for the has to be. So will Michelle. Guys. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I believe in Yeshua. He gave me this match. Yes, he did. Guys and gals and pals. Immediately following this broadcast, guys, refresh this channel in 2 to 5 minutes, and you're going to be seeing the two people on opposite sides of yours truly, Justin and Miranda. Should Justin lose this match, he's eliminated from the tournament and banished from TKN. Should Miranda lose this match, Justin will be only 1 win away from tying this best of 9 series. Guys and gals and pals, this broadcast will go dark. You will not find it on this channel, but tomorrow will be re-uploaded at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tell your friends that. So, for Stevie Ray, for Jeremy London, for the winner of the team challenge tonight, Jacques Rougeau, for Sonny Onoo, for Giselle, for Howard, for Joe Risitano, for Kelly White, I am Avi Klein. In 2 to 5 minutes, you will be seeing a showdown of all showdowns, and perhaps for the final time, Miranda and Justin on screen. One last time? Indeed.